welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Hi again, everybody. Jim Nance. Welcome back to the NFL Today here on CBS. Coming up for most of you, the Denver Broncos will be battling the San Diego Chargers, both teams 3-2 on the season. Others will watch Kansas City against Arizona. Last week, Brian Griese threw 3 interceptions in a loss at Seattle. He has a sore shoulder, but will start for the Broncos today against San Diego. Meanwhile, out in Tempe, Jake the Snake, his Cardinals only 1-3 on the season. That's for the 9th time in the last 10 years they're off to that shaky start. So it's Denver, San Diego, or Kansas City, Arizona coming up next. We'll see you at halftime.
Subway presents Fresh Starts, a salute to the game's early season surprises. Subway, eat fresh. 2 receivers shined in wild Week 5 overtime games. Terry Glenn returned to the Patriots lineup, catching 7 passes for 110 yards and a touchdown in a 29-26 win over the Chargers. 49ers receiver Terrell Owens caught 3 touchdown passes from quarterback Jeff Garcia, including the game winner in a 37-31 victory over the Falcons.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it came from? No. So, what do you think? Don't you just love the smell of fresh baked cardboard? Subway bakes their bread fresh every day, right, Nancy?
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new delicious Subway Selects, like a tasty Southwest chicken, all in fresh baked gourmet bread.
Once you go fresh, you never go back.
Subway, eat fresh!
Test your football knowledge at Subway. Just upsize your fresh value meal and get one of our 2 32-ounce gridiron trivia cups.
Change the face of digital photography with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Introducing the best America Online ever. New version 7.0. It's better, faster, and easier.
It's like a click and you're connected.
7.0 is fast.
It's got all the new features. It's just so easy.
All new AOL version 7.0.
Welcome.
It's everything you love about America Online. You've got mail. Now with cool new features and places to go.
I'm falling in love with the new features. 7.0 is the best.
Don't be a chicken, it's easy.
America Online, new version 7.0. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Last season, an NFL worst 1-15 record left the Chargers flat. Stuck in the San Diego sand, this team going nowhere needed someone to take them places. Doug Flutie has won everywhere he has played. And with the addition of the league's most explosive offensive rookie, the Chargers hope to ride a wave of enthusiasm to the top of the AFC West. From Qualcomm Stadium, a most important matchup of 3-2 teams in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers. And welcome to San Diego, everyone. Along with Phil Simms, I'm Greg Gumbel. Question marks for the Denver Broncos. Brian Griese, a sore right shoulder. The Broncos are wondering if he can perform up to standards today.
They're concerned about that right shoulder. He had it tested. They took an MRI. It looks structurally sound, so you don't have to worry there. He said he felt good in practice on Thursday and Friday. He did well. But, Greg, the big thing in this league is you feel good during the week, but when you get hit out here on Sundays, how's that shoulder going to react?
On the other side of the field, you'd have to say the San Diego Chargers are very pleased with their new import this year, quarterback Doug Flutie.
Well, when Doug Flutie comes to town, excitement usually follows him, and the Charger fans and the Charger football team are excited about him. He's played very well. He's provided leadership for the San Diego Chargers. The biggest thing is he's not turning the football over.
Each of these teams trying to gain ground on the division-leading Oakland Raiders today. Let's check in on the sidelines now with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. You know, Mark Banker takes over as the Chargers' 3rd defensive coordinator of the season today, following in the footsteps of Joe Pascal out with back surgery and Jim Vaccarella, who unexpectedly resigned on Monday. Banker, it's his first time as a coordinator in the National Football League. He told us on Friday, a lot of sleepless nights this week. So much more so because he'll be facing the man known as the mastermind, Mike Shanahan. Back to you, Greg.
There is Mike Shanahan, who was not at all pleased with the performance of his team in a loss at Seattle last week, and he will be very interested in the intensity that the Broncos bring to this game today. The Chargers have won the toss and will receive. That's Jason Elam, set to kick it away. Deep for San Diego are Ronnie Jenkins, number 28, Terrell Fletcher, number 41, and we are underway. From the 12-yard line, it's Jenkins to the 25, breaks free, has running room with Elam to beat. Jenkins being chased from behind, but he will go all the way for the touchdown. Yards.
Greg, you wanted to know, how are the Denver Broncos? Are they ready for this football game? Sometimes when you're too excited, you over-pursue, you get out of your lane, and look what happens. Ronnie Jenkins breaks the tackle. Nobody is there in the spot. When he cuts it back, he goes for the touchdown.
The second special teams touchdown allowed by the Broncos in as many games. The extra point by Wade Ritchie is good. Ronnie Jenkins came into this game with 18 kickoff returns, averaging just over 25. That average will go up.
First off, it's a short kick, and sometimes when the football is kicked about 10 or 15 yards shorter, when the rundown people are expecting it, they don't break down quick enough, so the runner gets to you too quick. You can't react, and that's what it looks like. What happened that time is the Bronco, the defenders, weren't ready for him to get up to him. He got by him before they knew it.
The second time in his career that Ronnie Jenkins has returned to kickoff for a touchdown. Returned one last year in his rookie season.
Well, it's Frank Bush, the special teams coach of the Broncos. Mike Shanahan wants to know what player was out of position to cause that touchdown. And Mike Shanahan, when we met with him last night, and the Denver Bronco players, very testy, on edge, knew they had to come out, play real well. Now, not only being here, they got to overcome that.
Mike Shanahan put his team in pads on Wednesday and Thursday of this past week, and that's almost unheard of as you look at Mike Riley, the third-year head coach of San Diego Chargers.
And he's a little excited. You know, look at Mike. He can't, oh, how, this is good. Game just started. We already got us a nice lead.
Chris Cole on the receiving end of this kickoff now for the Broncos from the 4. Cuts it to the outside. The 30, and is ridden down just shy of the 40-yard line by Tay Cody. 36-yard return, and here comes Brian Greasy. Hit by Lamar King at Seattle last week, aggravating an injury he suffered in Kansas City 2 weeks ago. As you look at his numbers.
Well, there's a couple things. We'll talk about it as the game goes on, but we met Brian Greasy last night, and I said to him, not only you got to prepare for the game this week, which is always hard, you got to put in all that extra time trying to get well, and he said it was a very tough week for him getting ready.
Greasy to throw right off the bat. Throws, it is incomplete, intended for Eddie Kennison.
Let's look at the Denver offensive line. Last week they got pushed around, so they need to come out and be aggressive today.
Steve Herndon getting the start at right guard for the injured Dan Neal. Anderson and Haith in the backfield. Smith and Kennison the wide receivers. Dwayne Carswell the tight end. Rodney Harrison limping off the field after that hit. And now on the far side of the field, Eddie Kennison taking a breather.
Let's take a look at that first pass by Brian Greasy, Greg. It looked like trouble as it was going down the field. You see Rodney Harrison coming in, throwing his body into Eddie Kennison, and you saw Eddie Kennison's his head come back a little, so he's got to be a little shook up over that hit.
Eddie Kennison coming off of his best game as a Charger last week in the loss to Seattle. He had 6 catches for 84 yards. and his only touchdown of the season. Jason Perry, number 31, has gone onto the field in place of Rodney Harrison. He is a third-year safety out of North Carolina State.
But what was interesting is you see how Rodney Harrison, he threw his body into the receiver instead of leading with his shoulder or his head, which would have been illegal.
Keith Poole has replaced Kennison in the lineup. Greasy throws, far side, overthrows Rod Smith. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, I always think, I look at the Denver Broncos, how they come out and they're attacking this Charger defense. When the week before you get pushed around, you want to come out and set a tone, and that's be physical. So, that, Greg, I thought they would come out. You see Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator. I thought they would come out and try to run the football, settle things down, get to being physical, and then work in your quarterback who is worried about his shoulder.
Travis McGriff is also on the field for the Broncos. The pass is overthrown again, intended for Dwayne Carswell, the tight end.
And both teams trying to really set the tone of what they want to accomplish today. And I would think both head coaches were wishing their defense would get out there first, because that's always the easiest way to set a tone for your football team.
Number 85 is deep to take Tom Ruin's punt, and that's Tim Dwight, who may well be the fastest guy in the state. Wobbly kick, and Dwight from his 18. Shaking a couple of tacklers, and finally down at about the 28 or 29 yard line. 43-yard punt and 11-yard return, and we take our first timeout here in San Diego.
Pathetic.
Hey, those are our kids you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about your ordinary fast food. You could try new KFC Honey Barbecue Wings.
Hurry, get 8 KFC Honey Barbecue Wings for only $2.99 or 20 for only $6.99.
There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go! No.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue.
Man, that dude's awesome.
Get Selsun Power.
Hey, you want to switch? Yeah.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Avalanche. The only vehicle that switches from an SUV to a pickup.
Good idea.
Chevy Avalanche. Like a rock.
Less than a minute into the game, it is a 7-0 lead for the San Diego Chargers, and Doug Flutie out on the field. 33-16 as a starting quarterback, 19-3 when he's at home, and he pulls it down now, scrambling, and goes down at about the line of scrimmage.
Chargers are going to try to go deep early. They needed pressure on the quarterback. Looking at the offensive line in front of Doug Flutie, Kendall J. Cox is having an outstanding year at center for him.
In the backfield, the second leading rusher in the NFL, and LaDainian Tomlinson, the outstanding rookie. Jeff Graham and Curtis Conway are the wide receivers.
But Greg, we talked, there's Norv Turner, offensive coordinator. We talked to Trevor Price, a defensive lineman for the Denver Broncos. He knows they're going to come out, be aggressive, and get to the quarterback.
Here's Tomlinson spinning across the 30 to about the 33.5-yard line. John Mobley and Romanowski with the stop in that Denver defense up front. Washington, McLaughlin, Trevor Price, and Kavika Pittman.
Look at the Denver Broncos linebackers. Last week, they were not aggressive. They got to come out today and be much more aggressive and helping stopping the run.
In the secondary, Deltha O'Neal with 4 interceptions and a touchdown. Denard Walker has a pick. Kenoy Kennedy and Eric Brown are the safeties. And there's defensive coordinator Ray Rhodes as Doug Flutie puts the Chargers into 4 wide receiver offense. Flutie, quick pass, incomplete, intended for Tim Dwight coming across the field, and the Chargers will have to kick it away.
Well, the Chargers had the perfect play called against the defense. The defense was going to be aggressive, so what you do is you cross your receivers, and when you do that, it makes it hard for the defender to chase you. Tim Dwight is open. Doug Flutie just can't get the ball to him.
Pro Bowl punter Darren Bennett will kick it away. Led the NFL in punting last season with a 46.2 yard per punt average. Deltha O'Neal is deep. High booming kick. O'Neal from the 15. Dodges a tackle and is down at the 24-yard line. 51-yard punt by Bennett and a 9-yard return. 7-0 Chargers.
In 1935, Foxwood Farm started with 1 horse and a truck. The horse was a thoroughbred, the truck a Chevy Suburban. Today they have a few more horses, but there's still only 1 truck, Chevy Suburban. With an available 8.1-liter Vortec engine, it's capable of towing up to 6 tons, making it the best Suburban yet. Chevy Suburban, like a rock.
I mean, why go to college? Have you thought about joining a cult? You know, you don't pay any taxes.
Gross incompetence at work. Another side effect of hunger. We recommend Snickers.
Packed with peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
Snickers. Don't let hunger happen to you.
Talk to LiftMaster and get the world's #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Call LiftMaster now.
I just called to ask, how are the kids? And she flowers the kids.
But if I heard right, then you'd come home and say, why didn't you flower my kids?
Am I here right now? This is just me.
No, ma'am. It's the static on your cell phone. Here, Sprint PCS built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so your calls are clear.
So no more of this, right?
Not on my watch, ma'am.
2,500 minutes for $39.99 from Sprint PCS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. And by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Some of the beautiful scenery in and around Southern California. Rodney Harrison back on the field. Eddie Kennison, however, with the shot to the head, is questionable for a return. On first down, Greasy still has the football, flips it out here, and that's complete to Haight out of the backfield, and Haight to about the 35-yard line, and enough for a first down. Here is the Charger defense. Marcellus Wiley and Rayleigh Johnson, the ends. Carson and Perella are the tackles.
Look at the Charger linebackers. When you play San Diego, you always got to know, where's Junior?
And at the corners, Ryan McNeil leading the league in interceptions with 5. Tay Cody starts for the injured Alex Molden at left cornerback. Mike Anderson with a big hole on the left side. 45, midfield. Down at the 40-yard line. A 24-yard pickup and a Denver first down.
This is one way you determine if your team is ready to play, or you find out if your team is ready to play. Are they going to be physical? And the offensive line, they come out, they do a good job. They block the San Diego defensive front, and they allow Mike Anderson to get out and make a big run. But that's something they did not see last week against the Seattle Seahawks. They got pushed around up front, couldn't run the football.
Anderson again, and Anderson escapes the charge of John Perella to gain about a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, see, when you're trying to block John Perella, you got to do it twice, because you might knock him to the ground, but he's going to get back up and still be in the play. Watch number 97 on the inside. There he comes across the field. Doesn't get blocked real well that time, but he stayed in this league and continues to play for the San Diego Chargers because he is high energy, works hard all the time.
On 2nd and 9. Greasy runs right into trouble at midfield. Marcellus Wiley came in from the far side. That is his 4th sack of the year.
Oh, that's pretty good dance Marcellus had there. But when you're playing the Broncos, if you're playing the outside of a formation, this time Marcellus Wiley coming outside, do not follow the play. Always go up the field and protect against the quarterback, keeping the football to throw. And that's what Marcellus Wiley did. When we look at that dance, yeah. You know, it's like a sack for a lineman. It's like a touchdown pass for a quarterback. So it is a time to get excited.
3rd and 19. Straight drop for Greasy, steps up, throws across the middle, and that's complete. Wayne Carswell, the tight end, and he's out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, let's see what happens here. This is in a position where you might go for it.
And Jason Elam, no, is going to stay on the sidelines, and Tom Ruin is going to punt it away.
Now, early in the game, so Mike Shanahan doing what I think is the right thing. Play field position early.
So Tim Dwight dropping back into coverage. Ruin will aim this one for a sideline.
No, he didn't.
No, straight up and straight down. And it's going to bounce sideways and go out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. All right, I'll admit it. Tom Ruin had a better idea. 7-0, San Diego.
Do that? Nah, they usually go for 2.
Play Cash is King at Burger King for your chance to become a millionaire.
First class, baby. Hey, how much for that dog? What's up, dog? Who wants to marry a millionaire? This is not what I had planned.
Play Cash is King at Burger King. Peel for a chance at great prizes. From hot, tasty food like a Whopper or croissant sandwich to a cool $1,000,000. With a 1 in 3 chance to win, the odds are on your side.
Pardon me, would you happen to have some extra ketchup?
CBS Tuesday. Attorney Nick Fallon never walked away from a case, but this case could be the one.
I did what you asked of me. I can't do anything else.
The Guardian, CBS Tuesday.
Wednesday, the amazing race goes to India, where the culture and crush of humanity could spell disaster for American teams.
You lied to me!
All new episodes, CBS Wednesday.
We remind you, you can log on to NFL.com and read what Michael Vick, Steve McNair, Jeff Garcia Jr., Seau, and other NFL stars had to say in their own words. NFL.com, AOL keyword is NFL.com. First down for the Chargers, deep in their own territory, and Tomlinson squeezes through for about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, Greg, we had a chance to talk to Doug Flutie on Friday, and this is what, look at the people near the line of scrimmage for the Denver Broncos. And he says, boy, you know, I don't know how Denver's going to play us, and I offered my opinion, and, well, we know how they're going to play. They are going to be aggressive. They're going to challenge San Diego to throw the football outside and down the field to win this game today.
Tim Dwight in motion to the far side of the field. Flutie pump fakes, pulls it down and puts it down, and he's going to run it now. Cuts it back. 15, forward to the 17-yard line, and he's close to a first down.
Well, if you're a Doug Flutie fan, you've seen this about 4,000 or 5,000 times in your life. But again, Chargers trying to go deep, looking for the big play. It's not there, and Flutie does a really good job of scrambling and finding enough yards for a first down. And what was Trevor Price's exact word for Doug Flutie? He goes, man, that guy scrambles. It's like being in an elevator with 3 chickens. I couldn't quite catch on to what he was saying, but he was basically saying Doug Flutie's tough to get a hold of.
The pitch for Tomlinson, trying to cut it back, and he's dragged down for a loss. Al Wilson, middle linebacker, number 56, a loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11.
No, we talk about the strategy of teams. What are they going to do for the game? And I had a chance to talk to Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. And he says, think about it this way. He goes, Denver last week is not aggressive. They don't play well on defense. So what's the easiest way to get your team to be excited and be aggressive? Well, that's to make your defensive players blitz. Crowd the line of scrimmage. Go for it. Make them get some emotion by the plays you call, and that's what's happened so far for this Denver defense.
Flutie over the middle has his tight end, Freddie Jones, and Jones has enough for a first down.
Well, this time they do not come with pressure on Doug Flutie. Look at that window he has to throw into. Nobody in his face, and Freddie Jones wide open across the middle. You know, Denver, they might be better off pressuring the offense at all times, because that zone, you could see a lot of space. And when you're playing a good offensive team, they will find those open holes and make easy completions.
Flutie still with the football. Going to throw deep and overthrows everybody. His intended receiver, Curtis Conway, cut the route short.
Well, you know why he cut it short? Because he made about 5 moves on Deltha O'Neal, and Deltha O'Neal was just like going, yeah, sure. I'll just wait. You're coming back out. See, Deltha O'Neal knows he has somebody on the inside helping him, so don't go for the fakes inside. And finally, Curtis Conway just gives up.
Deltha O'Neal in his 2nd year, first-round draft pick a year ago.
You like the way I gave it some, like some hip stuff? Yeah.
Like
that? Okay.
Trevor Price jumped. The give is to Fletcher, and Fletcher across the 35 to the 37 as penalty markers fly.
Now, Greg, you know what I'm going to say. See, it takes really a veteran quarterback to take advantage of aggressive players on the other side, and the snap count not used enough in this league, and Doug Flutie used it there.
Offside. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Bill Levy, our referee today.
And you know what? If you're a quarterback, let's say you're Doug Flutie today. Now, he's dropped back 3, 4, 5 times, and he's basically had pressure almost every time, moving around. So right away, he knows, man, this defensive line is aggressive. Take advantage of it. Make them check, get that quick start. Make them know you're going to do some hard counts.
2nd and 5. Tomlinson left side for a couple. LaDainian Tomlinson, as we said, the 2nd leading rusher in the NFL, coming into the action today, and said he talked with Emmitt Smith before his first game and helped him prepare a lot mentally, as far as well as physically, for how you get into this game, and particularly mentioned the chiropractors and the massages. Those are always good.
Well, see, LaDainian, they played the Dallas Cowboys the 2nd game of the year, and he called him. He says, yeah, after that 36-carry first game, I said, yeah, where is that masseuse? I'll go get me a massage and try to feel better, because that's what this league is about. You are going to get beat up if you are a running back.
3rd and 3. Flutie throws the slant, and that's complete for a first down to Jeff Graham. Little sidearm number by Doug Flutie gets him the first down.
Yeah, he thinks it's funny. Yep, that was
down there.
That was my off-speed slinging shot, whatever. And Doug Flutie, well, listen, when you're 5 foot, I don't know, what's he listed at? 5'10", 5'11". You've got to find ways to get the ball down the field. Even if you're 6'5", you're still going to have to throw a lot of sidearm footballs in this league, because they're too big. You got to throw it around some of these defenders.
Line of scrimmage, the 48-yard line. The pitch Tomlinson looking for a way to cut it back and gets it back to about the line of scrimmage.
So many people talk about trying to compare LaDainian Tomlinson. Who does he remind you of? Some of the Denver players thought, you know, Barry Sanders. I went, wow. But most of the people here say one word that comes up, and that's Thurman Thomas. Or two words, Thurman Thomas. 1, 2.
Well, you could say it real quick. It's Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, but that's who he reminds me of. Some of the moves, some of the the way he walks, and even the way he runs the football reminds me of Thurman Thomas.
Here comes Tomlinson again, and dragged down from behind by Bertrand Berry, defensive end.
Well, what about LaDainian's earrings, though, Greg? We met him on Friday. He comes in. He's got a pair of earrings on, and they are impressive. And I say, did you have those earrings when you were down at Texas Christian University? And he said what?
He kind of shocked us. He said yes. But they're the cubic zirconium type.
Yes.
At least then.
And he doesn't wear them during the game. Good for you. Yeah. I thought he might have them on, but...
Well, he learned a lesson, too. He lost a pair at one point.
That would make me take them off during the game, too.
3rd and 10. Fletcher has replaced Tomlinson in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. Flutie gets rid of it down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Tim Dwight covered by O'Neal.
Well, really, San Diego had exactly what they wanted that time. Everybody's got single coverage down the field, and I think Doug Flutie misjudges this. Here comes the two blitzers. Look at Fletcher, goes across, picks it up. Flutie could have stepped up and thrown the football down the field to one of 3 guys. I think he didn't think they were going to get over there and pick it up, so he gets rid of it too quick.
So once again, Bennett on to kick it to Delpha O'Neal. O'Neal, fair catch call. And sliding to the turf, makes the catch at the Denver 13-yard line. 38-yard punt and no return. Delpha O'Neal preventing this one from going any deeper into his own territory.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong in jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on every new coupe, sedan, and wagon we make. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Reviewing our last fiscal year, the numbers from January were slightly better than the numbers from February. However, the numbers in January were identical to the numbers in March. The numbers in April were slightly lower than the numbers in March, but identical.
Like playing games? Come to Best Buy, where you can play the latest video games and try out a lot of other cool stuff. Best Buy. Go ahead, turn on the fun.
Let's pound it out for your Pittsburgh Steelers!
I don't care what stadium you work for, all right? If you want to write a check for who let the dogs out, I'm still going to need to see some ID.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Universal Pictures K-Pax. This fall, celebrate the possibilities. Kevin Spacey and Jeff Bridges. And by Pizza Hut, where every week this fall you can get one of our delicious pizzas for an unbelievable price.
We welcome you back to San Diego. Mark Banker's defense back out on the field. The new defensive coordinator for the Chargers. Anderson and Haight in the backfield, and that's Rod Smith in motion. He gives it to Anderson. Anderson with room to run on the right side, and he gets it out over the 15 to about the 18-yard line. Rodney Harrison with the stop. Let's check in with Armand.
Greg, you know, speeches by teammates are about as welcome as losses in the playoffs, but for the first time in his 7-year career, Rod Smith stood up in front of his teammates on Monday and gave them a piece of his mind. He said the loss to Seattle was so embarrassing to him and the organization, and he said such effort would not be tolerated in the future. Because it was Smith who has emerged as the leader of this football team, it got the desired effect. Back to you.
All right, Armin Rod Smith still looking for his first reception. There's movement up front, and penalty markers fly. Rayleigh Johnson was the one in on Brian Greasy. Let's see what the call is.
Rayleigh Johnson is quick.
Encroachment. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Too quick. This defense, it's funny, we're talking, Armin outlined all of the changes at the defensive coordinator position, and we talked with Mark Banker. First thing he said is, everyone's asking me how I feel this week. I'm thinking maybe I'm supposed to feel bad.
That's the first question we asked him. He goes, how come everybody's asking me how I feel? And, well, we want to know if you're nervous, Coach. And
Anderson, room on the left side, breaks through and almost to the 30-yard line, out to the 29, and a first down. Marcellus Wiley caught him from behind after a 7-yard gain.
A couple things about just talking about Mark Banker, Greg. You know, I think the positive for the Chargers is going to be there's one guy now in charge. It's not, you know, somebody calling in, telling us what to do. There's somebody there every day to fix the problems, to tell the players what they got to do, and lead the coaches also. And the big thing he said I got to do, not worry about who we're playing, just get us lined up and give my players a chance to perform well.
Greasy throws far side, and there's Rod Smith with his first catch of the day to about the 36-yard line. He also said something else, talking about Mark Banker. That was very interesting. He said, on defense, we don't want to win the game on defense. We want to stay in the game.
Keep us in the game. I know. I said, boy, that's interesting. You know, that's a really good way to say it. You know, just keep your football team in the game and let your offense, you know, give them a chance to go out there and do well. When they do well, hopefully that'll be enough for us to win.
Greasy with a 2nd and 2. Anderson getting close to the first down, and this will be very, very close. Orlando Ruff, number 56, the middle linebacker, with the stop.
Well, already today you can see the Denver Broncos more aggressive up front. The offensive line firing off the football, and I'm sure they worked on that quite a bit in those pads on Wednesday and Thursday. And, you know, and you think, well, come on, don't all NFL teams wear pads? Well, the Broncos are one of these teams that, heck, when they're winning, they never put pads on. They don't even put their helmets on Friday. They just go out in their baseball hats and have a nice leisure day and get their assignments ready and get ready for the weekend.
So for them to go into pads twice this week gives you an idea of Mike Shanahan's displeasure.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. But the players know it. They know they need to work. They got to change what they did last week. I think they took the Seattle Seahawks lightly. The Seahawks were not playing that well, and they beat them so many times in the past, they overlooked them.
Greasy going to go deep. Rod Smith, and it is intercepted by Ryan McNeil. McNeil down at the 18-yard line, his league-leading 6th interception of the season. Ryan McNeil came in with 5. He now has 6, much to the happiness of head coach Mike Riley.
He claims to be not human, a visitor from another planet.
I'd like to begin by asking you if you know why you're here.
Is the spaceman here yet?
Why did you want to come to our planet?
You're really from up there?
Do you have a family on K-Pax?
What's going on?
How could you know this?
You don't believe him.
Your produce alone has been worth the trip.
K-Pax, rated PG-13.
At theaters Friday.
You're at a stoplight. You're making a turn. You're pulling into traffic. There are a lot of reasons every 2002 Saturn L Series comes standard with head curtain airbags. Those are just a few. The Saturn L Series.
Get 0% APR financing on all Saturn models. For restrictions, see your retailer.
Beverly Hills.
If you want the best here, it'll cost you. But the best pizza won't cost you. You can get a Pizza Hut pizza. The Big New Yorker pizza for just $8.99. An extra large pizza that's 16 inches of incredible deliciousness. Just $8.99. Smothered with tons of luscious cheese and loaded with your favorite topping. Just $8.99. Make it a supreme, a meat lovers, or any specialty pizza for 99 cents more. Oh, that's a deal. The Big New Yorker, $8.99. Beautiful.
Everybody is nervous about germ warfare. I saw a squirrel spraying Lysol on his nuts.
Don't miss The Late Show, all this week on CBS.
Ryan McNeil, pick number 6 of the year, and he had an awful lot of respect when we talked with him Friday for the man he's covering, Rod Smith.
Well, what's so impressive about this play is he's got him one-on-one around all over the field. The football is in the air. Now you see 100 of these plays on the weekends in the NFL, and about one of them is intercepted. So Ryan McNeil, for the ball to be in the air, as they call the moment of truth, and still get the interception, that is terrific.
Danny Tomlinson left side and out to the 23-yard line. Meanwhile, for Brian Greasy, that's 7 interceptions in his last 74 throws now.
Well, you know, Greg, to go back to that play, defensive backs can get in that position all the time. But to make the interception, to make the play, and I forgot who it was said to me, a defensive back coach, you know, the moment of truth is when you're in position, you look up and you're running, can you still make the interception? Well, we know history tells us Ryan McNeil can make those.
Tomlinson picked up 6, a 2nd and 4 from the 24. Moody as his man. That's Jeff Graham. And Graham up to the 35, and that's a first down.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff on that play for the San Diego Chargers. You know, the one thing that everybody's finding out in the AFC West, it's a different Chargers team for a couple reasons. One, Doug Flutie's the quarterback, and then what they do with Norv Turner on offense, it always gives them a chance to make the plays.
We've come to the end of the first quarter, and a most successful one it is for the San Diego Chargers. Ronnie Jenkins' kickoff return at the start of the game. The lone tally on the scoreboard, 7-0 San Diego. We're back to Qualcomm Stadium after this.
Choose road. Validating tires.
BF Goodrich tires with traction advantage.
Approved.
For control you can feel and see. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
A chunky quarterback moment. Donovan McNabb's mom served him Campbell's chunky beef with country vegetables. Now with more lean beef. Filled up right by beefy chunky soup, Donovan took on beefy linebackers.
Hey, it's Dark Mountain Roast Coffee. Real robust, full-body coffee. Always fresh. As good or better than any coffee house. And it costs less. Dark Mountain Roast Coffee, only at 7-Eleven. Get it while it's hot. It's always hot. Yeah.
Oh, thank heaven.
Hi, I'm Susan McGinnis, news anchor for CBS Market Watch. CBS Market Watch is not only the place I work, it's also the resource I use and trust when I'm managing my own finances. It's where you should go first for the best information on mutual funds, retirement, real estate, taxes. The ING Personal Finance section gives you the best advice from some of the industry's most seasoned financial columnists. More than 100 journalists worldwide reporting for you. CBS Market Watch is the #1 source for financial news. It's more than just news. It's news you can use.
Make no mistake, Survivor is back. The rugged African terrain is taking its toll.
I'd rather die right now than deal with this pain.
Barbie went down in Africa. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, hungry lions are on the prowl.
This is probably going to happen every night.
All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday.
We remind you the next Nextel halftime report coming up. Join Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry. Scores, highlights, and the latest NFL news. And a CBS News Update, America on Guard. All coming up on the Nextel halftime report. On first down, Tomlinson breaking tackle, bouncing off tacklers out to the 40-yard line before Romanowski cuts him down after a gain of 5.
Well, you know, there's a couple things. Is San Diego running the football this year, and just like that play there, Craig, you know, you don't see the big hole. You don't think, okay, there's not much there, and it's 2nd and 5. And what they've done, they've taught this offensive line to be aggressive, to be physical, and then you got a runner who runs up in there hard, gets offensive linemen motivated to do their job.
Tomlinson, 8 carries, 18 yards so far. He'll keep it on the ground again, trying the left side.
And as I've watched him play today, look at that. He snuck in there and got about 2 or 3 extra yards I didn't think he was going to get, but you hear all the comparisons, and we watched the films and just talking to him, looking at his body type, shuffling along the line, nice, just has tremendous feet. This is Thurman Thomas reincarnated. It really is. And think about it. John Butler, the new general manager here, he was in Buffalo all those years. He saw Thurman Thomas, who's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He goes, there's John Butler. He says, hey, let me see if I can find a guy like him. And I think he found him.
No one knows better than John. On 3rd and 2, Flutie flares it out. That's Fletcher. First down yardage. Across midfield and out of bounds near the 45-yard line of the Denver Broncos. That's first down.
Oh, this is really just a well-coordinated offense. As I was saying earlier, Mike Shanahan told us last night, maybe one of the biggest problems now with San Diego is their offense. They got such a good system. They're going to run the football. They're going to protect their quarterback. They're going to look for big plays in the passing game. Now, you're the Denver Broncos. You know, that's a whole different element to deal with than when you played the Chargers in the past.
This is Doug Flutie's first ever start against the Denver Broncos. 5 wide receivers now with Fletcher on the far side. The pass down the sideline, that is complete and out of bounds to Jeff Graham. What a well-thrown ball by Doug Flutie.
Yes, it was. Good adjustment by Jeff Graham, and 5 wide receivers, first down. The Broncos line up. They do a good job. Everybody finds their guy, but look at all the space that Deltha O'Neal has to cover to keep up with the wide receiver. You get a veteran quarterback, a good wide receiver, and the whole field basically to work with. That's too tough of a job for the corner.
Now Graham comes off the field. Dwight is off the field. Fletcher is off the field.
Well, that's another pattern. A lot of different people shifting. You see it. Motion.
Here's Tomlinson. Couldn't quite dodge the hand stuck out there by Eric Brown, who made the tackle.
You know, to make plays in the NFL, sometimes you've almost got to trick the defense, deceive them. So that's why you put guys in motion, why you have shifting of players from one side to the other. And see, that time LaDainian faked himself out. He couldn't figure out which way that body was going, and Eric Brown made a very important tackle by the shoes. Or shoelaces, that's what it is, right?
It's a shoelace tackle.
Shoelace tackle.
Or is it a shoelace catch? Fletcher back into the game. Flutie throws over the middle, has his man inside the 20. Loose football. And it belongs to the Broncos. Eric Davis covered the ball and gives the ball back to the Denver offense. 11:49 to play, and the Broncos halt the San Diego Charge.
This is Will Burns. You've reached my cell phone. Leave me a message, and I'll call you back.
Will, it's Gail. I can't believe you're not answering your phone. Look, get back here. The client changed their mind. They actually like the work. All we have to do is show the plans to one more group, and the job is ours. Call me before it's too late.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
On June 6, 1944, American and Allied forces landed on Normandy beaches in the name of freedom and liberty. This fall, Jeep joins HBO in honoring all the men and women who served in the Second World War. HBO presents Band of Brothers.
Hi, sir. Here's your pizza, and I gave the cheesy bread to your kids.
I don't have any kids.
Order Domino's cheesy bread with your pizza tonight. It's a delicious blend of mozzarella and cheddar cheeses. Call now. Get the door. It's Domino's. Now, for a limited time, get a full order of Domino's delicious cheesy bread free when you purchase a large one-topping pizza for just $9.99. That's right, free cheesy bread. Call now.
CBS Thursday, you've gotta watch. How blood got on these walls is nothing compared to what's behind them.
I got a hollow section.
All new CSI. Then, a nuclear bomb has just been stolen.
We have a serious situation here.
Now the agency must find it.
Where's the bomb?
Before it gets into the wrong hands. All new agency after CSI, CBS Thursday.
Welcome back to San Diego, where Coach Mike Riley has challenged the call on the field. Let's take a look.
There's Terrell Fletcher. He gets hit. The football absolutely comes out on the hit. The question is the knee down? The ball is out. John Mobley and Eric Davis doing the hitting.
After reviewing the play, the ball was rolling loose in the runner's hand before his knee hit the ground. Therefore, it is a fumble. San Diego is charged their first timeout.
So the Chargers lose a timeout. They are down to 2. And the defense comes onto the field.
And that was a good call. It was a fumble. You know, you see it so many times when a runner with the football, when they lose their balance somewhat and they're stumbling, there's that little moment where the protection of the football is not their main point of focus. It's about regaining their balance, and then when they get hit, that football pops out.
I was going to say the Broncos defense catches a break, but what they did was make themselves a break. Greasy. A lot of time over the middle to about the 20-yard line, and dragged down is Eddie Kinnison, who is back into the lineup. 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6. And Junior Seau made the hit on Kinnison.
Hey, look at Brian Greasy's stats. 4 for 8 for 35 yards, 1 interception. Yeah, Junior Seau, when you play the Broncos offense, they do a lot of short crossing routes. So he knows that he's going to get a couple of those today where he's going to have a chance to really hit the wide receiver.
Quick pass out here to Rod Smith, and Smith just over the 25. Appears to be close to a first down, but short.
Greg, you were talking earlier. We talked to Ryan McNeil, a corner for the Chargers, and he just said about Rod Smith, he's tough, he goes inside, he catches in traffic, he's a good blocker, but the word you said, unorthodox. You know, he's not the prettiest wide receiver, he just gets it done, and just overlooked when you talk about excellent wide receivers in the NFL.
3rd and 2. Not going to get it done. .37, Rodney Harrison, leading a few cheers down there.
Junior Seau loves the crowd around the center. When you watch the Chargers, he's always up in that gap, trying to confuse the offense. Who's going to block him? And that time, the Broncos cannot get enough blockers in front of the runner.
Tim Dwight stands back at his own 25-yard line for Tom Ruin's kick. It's a wobbly kick. Dwight has it. 40, up the sideline and knocked out of bounds near midfield. Keith Burns, the man who knocked him out of bounds. It'll be good field position when we come back.
Play Cash is King at Burger King for your chance to become a millionaire.
First class, baby. Hey, how much for that dog? What's up, dog? Who wants to marry a millionaire? This is not what I had planned.
Play Cash is King at Burger King. Peel for a chance at great prizes. From hot, tasty food like a Whopper or Crook sandwich to a cool $1,000,000. With a 1 in 3 chance to win, the odds are on your side.
Pardon me, would you happen to have some extra ketchup?
Rolaids announces unbeatable taste. 5 great ways to spell fast relief. And now taste tests show even Tums can't beat Rolaids. In mint or fruit flavors, what a great tasting way to spell relief. Rolaids.
On June 6, 1944, American and Allied forces landed on Normandy beaches in the name of freedom and liberty. This fall, Jeep joins HBO in honoring all the men and women who served in the Second World War. HBO presents Band of Brothers.
A chunky quarterback moment. Donovan McNabb's mom served him Campbell's chunky beef with country vegetables. Now with more lean beef. Filled up right by beefy chunky soup, Donovan took on beefy linebackers.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Jeep, makers of Grand Cherokee, Wrangler, and the all-new Jeep Liberty. Rolaids, Rolaids. R-O-L-A-I-D-S spells relief. And by Smirnoff Ice, intelligent nightline.
There is something to be said for meditation. First down for San Diego, their own 48-yard line. Flutie keeps, gonna go complete inside the 35-yard line to Jeff Graham. And another well-executed play by Flutie in the San Diego offense.
Well, I've seen these plays, Greg. I don't mean to laugh about it, but I've seen them so much from Norv Turner over the years, and they continue to be the core what he teaches. And that time, the inside receiver goes down the field, opens it up. The second receiver becomes behind him, wide open, good protection, and a good throw from the quarterback.
Jeff Graham, 4 receptions, 60 yards on the day, and back now with Tomlinson, changing direction. Oh, just inside. Here comes a penalty marker down.
Well, see what I said earlier about Tomlinson. Let me change that. He's got Thurman Thomas and a little Barry Sanders in him there, so.
Holding penalty is going to bring this one back.
That was a really good-looking run, and you know what it does? Even like Doug Flutie, he's given this team hope, and offense, defense, they know he knows how to play quarterback.
Holding on the tight end. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, Trevor Price told us that he thinks that LaDainian Tomlinson is the next Barry Sanders.
Let's get a look at it as he comes through. Just the thing about shuffling your feet and oh man, that was sweet. It really was. And to be able to do it is, can you keep going forward? Can you make the plays after you make the fake? And he does that. The point I was trying to make before is that Tomlinson just gives the offensive linemen so much hope. They know if I make even a half-decent block, he'll take advantage of it.
Quick pass this side, complete to Graham, out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line. Run out of bounds by Denard Walker, and you see Doug Flutie. As we talked to Doug Flutie the other day, he said, and understandably, his first choice during the offseason was to stay in Buffalo. He knew the guys and so on and so forth, but he decided leaving was the best thing for him.
Well, and then after he came out here, after he didn't know anything about, Mike Riley, Norv Turner, and he met them all. He went, oh boy, this is pretty good. They know what they're doing, and he's walked in to the perfect situation, I think, for him too.
Flutie with 6 straight completions. Here's a reverse, here's a double reverse, and here comes Curtis Conway. Conway inside the 20, to the 15, to the 10, out of bounds at about the 2.
Well, I know when I do a game with Norv Turner and Mike Riley, they believe in the same thing. On offense, you're going to see downfield throwing, good running, and reverses. But this is the first time I've seen the double reverse. And it really fools the Broncos defense, and good running by Curtis Conway. And look at the players down the field. Offensive lineman Vaughn Parker down on the 2-yard line with 30-some yards to make a block. Best red zone offense in the National Football League right here.
On first and goal, the give, Tomlinson. And he stopped at about the 3.5.
I'm sorry, Greg, but anytime you hear us say, or any announcer in any game say they're good in the red zone, it means one thing right away. It means they can run the football. Because you cannot be great or really good in the red zone on offense unless you can line up and just run the football with success.
Loss of 2 on that play makes the line of scrimmage the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
Well, with Flutie in a shotgun, you always got to be alert for the draws.
Flutie spreads the field, and he's going to keep it. And is wrestled down at about the three and a half or 3 yard line. Kavika Pittman on his back.
Yeah, when they lined up, the first time Doug Flutie got in the shotgun formation today with 5 wide receivers, he could have ran a draw play and got about 50 yards because nobody was watching him. That time, the Broncos do a good job. They have an extra guy in there just for that reason, and it stopped the play.
So back to the original line of scrimmage, about the 2 yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal. Tomlinson and McQuarrie line up in the backfield behind Flutie. Flutie flips it out, and it is blocked and incomplete. Mobley had the tip, and that was Romanowski diving for the loose football.
Well, Greg, we have to show everybody this play, and Doug Flutie knows it. Watch as he comes through. He's going to try to throw it to the outside to LaDainian Tomlinson. Nobody's there to cover him. It's a walk-in touchdown, and the ball is tipped.
So Wade Ritchie leading the NFL in scoring coming into this game with 48 points. We'll try this one from 21 yards out. And it's good. Just a bit over 6.5 to play here in the first half. Curtis Conway says, get behind us, Chargers. We're up 10.
Look at this workmanship.
Could make a lot of lira selling these in New York.
Yeah, look at these prices.
These guys don't know what they got.
They're clueless.
Try asking the old guy if he can handle a production of 10,000 of these.
No problem, senora.
What's it say? They have 2 million units warehoused in New Jersey. New Jersey?
New Jersey. New Jersey.
The right infrastructure can take your business anywhere, even New Jersey.
Bye-bye.
I think this photo paper is just what you're looking for.
Wow, great price.
David White, 3-time Employee of the Month, Dan.
He has a natural ability to match a customer's needs with his budget. Really a go-to guy in these situations.
In and out. Good. Keep the victim calm. And 1, and 2, and 3. And
okay, there you go. That's over 100 channels, sports, news, digital music. Installation's free, and it's only $31.99 a month.
Just $31.99 a month gets you over 100 channels of DirecTV programming. Right now with free professional installation.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
Good value.
Price is right. What's the resolution?
2400 DPI.
Oh, brilliant display of team chemistry, Dan.
Yeah, Charles Rosen and Matt Herman not only have a command of the products, they anticipate exactly where the other's going to be on the floor.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
It is here that you will witness a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS Sports.
8-play drive, good for half the football field in just under 3.5 minutes, and Wade Ritchie's field goal helped considerably with the double reverse, Curtis Conway's run. Chris Cole deep will run this one out from the goal line. 15, 20, down at the 21-yard line. Robert Carswell with the tackle, and we'll take the moment to remind you tonight on the CBS Sunday movie, One Moment Changed Her Life. This movie will change yours. CBS presents an unprecedented all-star cast in an inspirational true story, Jennifer, tonight on CBS. Look at the numbers, Greasy and Flutie.
Well, Flutie's could have been a lot better, that's for sure. That last pass could have been a walk-in touchdown, and the Denver Broncos, they got to take a big breath here and realize that they're lucky to only be down 10-0.
Greasy throws it back the other way, and that goes nowhere. Look who's there. Orlando Ruff, the middle linebacker, was right on Mike Anderson.
Well, it's a good idea by the Broncos trying to get Brian Greasy running to the right, throw a screen pass back across the field, but Orlando Rupp saw it right away, went sprinting, and got to Mike Anderson before his blockers could spot him and get in his way.
This is the second straight week the Broncos have begun in a hole. They trailed by 17 at Seattle last Sunday. Greasy looking at 2nd and 17, and they'll keep it on the ground, right side, out to about the 18 or 19-yard line is Anderson, and Gerald Dixon is there with the tackle.
Boy, Rodney Harrison. Craig, it's the last time I was here in San Diego was for the Super Bowl, and that was what, 4 or 5 years ago? I don't know how many years ago.
I was here with you. Thanks for remembering.
Well, you were in a different spot, though, so I didn't care about you then. You weren't up in the booth with me. Did they move the field farther away? Well, I just can't see as well. But Rodney Harrison, what I was going to say, he is everywhere. He is one terrific hitter and tackler.
Here comes Rod Smith, and Smith at the 22-yard line. Marcellus Wiley makes the stop for a 1-yard gain, and we have a Charger down on the field at the 15-yard line. And that's Junior Seau.
3 yards, brings up 4th and 9.
Well, that kind of shows you what the Denver Broncos were thinking. Look, the crowd's against us, the defense. The Charger defense is flying around. It's 3rd and long. They go with a reverse or a run just to kind of get out, don't make a mistake, and let's wait for our next opportunity to try to score some points.
Again, Ruin to kick, Dwight to receive. Backs Dwight up to about the 26. There's a marker down on the far side of the field, and Dwight is down at about the 35.
26. Brought down by Keith Burns of the Broncos.
Now let's check the marker.
52-yard punt.
Face mask.
9 yards on the return. There was a penalty flag.
Said Bill saying, settle down, give it to me again. First to foul, face mask.
Penalties just killed the Denver Broncos a week ago against Seattle. They were penalized 12 times for a total of 148 yards against the Seahawks.
And the Chargers say, back them up.
Personal foul. Number 52, face mask. Kicking team during the kick. The spot of enforcement is the previous spot. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 4th down.
Special teams ace Ian Gold. That number that we just gave you is the 2nd most penalty yards in Denver history.
Woo. Let's see. So, yeah, let's figure out why the coaches for Denver were really upset. They weren't physical, didn't tackle well, didn't run the football, and then you have the 2nd most penalty yards in your franchise history. I'm catching on.
And it's tough to win a game that way anyway. Now you're playing on the road.
Oh, it's just, that's so many negatives. That's a lot to overcome in just 1 week of practice. And your team, and then you come in here and play a team that's well organized now. Not the team that you've faced the past few years, and the crowd's behind them.
Unless Ruin gets off a mammoth punt here, the Chargers will end up with better field position. Wobbly kick. Bounces just before midfield. White gathers it in. Looking for running room. Finds a little bit and gets inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Lee Woodall makes the stop after the 11-yard return, and the Chargers go back to work on offense.
Change the face of digital photography with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it came from?
No.
So, what do you think? Don't you just love the smell of fresh baked cardboard? Subway bakes their bread fresh every day, right, Nancy?
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new delicious Subway Selects, like the tasty Southwest chicken, all on fresh baked gourmet bread.
Once you go fresh, you never go back.
Subway is fresh.
Test your football knowledge at Subway. Just upsize your fresh value meal and get one of our two 32-ounce gridiron trivia cups.
Monday, can Doug survive a weekend without television? I'll just watch TV. Hey, look what's on. Flowers! The King of Queens. Then, when you develop film for your friends, you never know what'll be exposed.
Ah, sweet mother, they're naked.
Yes, dear. Next, Ray's mom thinks it's art, but you'll have to judge for yourself.
It's a gift to you and Raymond.
And is a con artist scamming Becker?
The guy's a hustler. He just needs money for booze or, whatever else he's strung out on.
All new comedy, CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world, and by Subway. Fresh-made sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Subway, eat fresh.
And there's another thing I'll never do.
Well, Greg, I have to admit, that is something I'm not going to do either. Because, see, I can only think of one thing when I'm up there. Oh, my gosh, if I crash, I'm in big trouble.
I could never hear my thinking above my own screaming. Flutie and company starting. In good field position, Flutie rolls and throws, and it's broken up on the far side of the field. Deltha O'Neal, the intended pass for Jeff Graham.
Oh, boy. Couple things. We got to look at this play because Deltha O'Neal, Doug Flutie gets outside the pocket, but Deltha O'Neal double move by Graham down the field. He stays with him and then gets back in position to knock the football down without getting pass interference. And when you play the Chargers now, and we talked to Deltha O'Neal last night, he said, hey, they do those double moves. You got to be ready for them, and you just can't get fooled, because if you get fooled, it's going to be a touchdown for the Chargers.
Second straight possession, the Chargers begin their drive in Denver territory. Flutie over the middle, wide open is Freddie Jones, the tight end. It has enough for a first down inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. 11 yards in the first down. Well, Mike Riley has to be really pleased with the way his team has come out today.
Well, he has to be. Mike Riley's just got to be so excited to watch his team. Of course, the energy, the fans being in the stands, but most of all, he's watching the quarterback run his team, lead his team, be a good example, and not make a lot of turnovers.
Here's Terrell Fletcher. Fletcher to the 30, and a penalty marker comes flying from up ahead of the action.
Well, the Chargers are executing so many good plays on offense, and they're getting nothing out of it.
This one will back the Chargers up. It's a hold.
Couple penalties, couple missed opportunities, a fumble inside the opponent's 20-yard line.
Holding. Number 88 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
You know, with all the penalties that the Broncos scored last week, you got to figure Mike Shanahan's heart must just come right up to his throat every time a marker hits the ground today.
That's right. Every time he sees a yellow flag, he just says, oh, no, what did we do now?
And we've seen Mike a lot cheerier than he was when he arrived last night.
Well, that's right. You know, there's so many things. This game is so emotional, and you put so much work into it, and Mike Shanahan, he knows he's got a good football team. For him to watch what it did last week, it's got to be extremely upsetting to him, and he's got to wonder, well, what did I do wrong? Where did we go wrong in our preparation? And what it does is set your team back so far. How long is it going to take until they get it back?
First and 20. Quick drop, quick pass, near side to Graham. And you know, we're talking with Mike Shanahan, we're wondering if this is going to be an uncertain defense with all the changes for the San Diego Chargers, and he says, you know, this Charger defense never changes at all. Their front seven controls the line of scrimmage, period.
That's right. It's a lot of the same players he's faced for many years here, and he says it evolves around Junior Seau and Rodney Harrison. He says those two, they're the leaders, they're physical, they're emotional, and they are the two big reasons why the Chargers defense can be so good.
The pass has been ruled incomplete. So this is a second down and 20. Pretty balanced attack for San Diego. We're having trouble trying to figure out where the ball is spotted here. So here we go, 2nd and 20. Fletcher with Flutie in the backfield. Flutie steps up, wide open, and he missed him at the 25-yard line. Is Freddie Jones, the tight end.
There's another opportunity, and boy, Doug Flutie's upset, and he should be, because the Chargers, they clear out the outside and watch Freddie Jones. Nobody around him. They have a receiver short that drew some of the defensive players up. The wide receiver, Curtis Conway, went deep. Nobody in between. Freddie Jones found that area of the field, and Doug Flutie missed the pass.
Flutie 9 out of 16, but just 1 out of his last 5 now as he looks at 3rd and long from the 43-yard line.
In a football game, no matter how much you dominated, you're only going to get so many chances to make those plays, and the Chargers have missed quite a few of them. Flutie
with all kinds of time. Throws, and that's complete to Fletcher out of the backfield inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Pittman and Romanowski with the stop after a 9-yard gain, and onto the field now comes the field goal unit. And Denver calls a timeout. Denver uses its first timeout of the day.
Let's go back and look at the last play. Doug Flutie scrambling, sees Fletcher underneath. That's a good job. It gets you a chance for the field goal. Watch Curtis Conway, number 80, down the field, says, I'm open, but you know what? No, you're not.
No, he isn't.
You're not open, because they have seen Doug Flutie run to the right, so they let you go because they know he can't throw it to you. But you know, here it is, Greg. What's he going to say? And he goes to the sideline. Oh, Doug.
I was open.
I was wide open.
Did you ever have anybody in the huddle who just wore you out? Just say, I'm open all the time.
Sure, they all do. So that's what you learn as a quarterback. Don't ask them. Don't tell me. We'll see it on Monday when we watch the films.
51-yard attempt by Wade Ritchie. That's going to be long enough and straight enough. And you know, that was about a 60-yard field goal when all was said and done.
Work to the beat of a better framing nailer. Quarter cable. Professional power tool.
The day has ended. Amber blends to twilight blue. The world softens a bit around the edges. You release all the cares of the day, and nothing else in the world matters. Bella Sera Pinot Grigio. It's going to be a beautiful evening. Or as they say in Italian, it's going to be a bella sera.
It's a 13-0 San Diego lead in what has been a hard-fought battle, and the Broncos came out charged up, but Ronnie Jenkins' touchdown on the opening kickoff took care of that enthusiasm. And Doug Flutie and company have pretty much kept control as the Chargers have grabbed a 13-0 lead. Here is Chris Cole. Cole, 25, 30, out to the 35, 36-yard line before he's brought down, and back onto the field comes Brian Greasy. Let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Greg, Junior Seau just returned from a short trip to the locker room where I'm told on the Charger sideline he was suffering from mild cramps. He seems to be all right. He's on the field now. Back to you.
Okay, Armin, as we were talking with various members of the Broncos about, maybe the uncertainty of that San Diego defense, he said, well, they just do whatever Junior Seau tells them to do out there. Olandis Gary is into the game for the first time for the Broncos. He's the setback behind Greasy. Greasy over the middle. Fine pass just shy of midfield to number 88, Desmond Clark. And we reach the 2-minute warning. 13-yard gain. Greasy, maybe his best pass of the day.
When you put passion into everything you build, it's hard to just let go.
It's okay. They're all going to good homes.
When Max's students wanted to pose nude in a magazine, he was okay.
You have the right to choose.
But when he thinks his daughter's doing it, an all-new Max Bickford CBS Tonight.
Well, we aren't the only ones that had the questions. All the papers here in San Diego wondering how that San Diego defense would respond against Denver's offense. And there you see Denver's accomplishments on offense today, and it doesn't measure up to much
well,
so
look
far.
At it. The big thing, 6 drives, 3 times, 3 and out. That means the San Diego Chargers offense getting it back quickly, good field position.
Denver has yet to reach the San Diego 35-yard line today. That pass is complete inside the 45-yard line to Dwayne Carswell. Clock continues to move. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining.
Confidence is a big factor in the outcome of games, so for the Broncos to drive this down, to get any points, will make them feel good at halftime.
Greasy to throw it away. He wasn't outside the tackle. And did he have a receiver out here? There's the marker.
No, that's a bad call. It's a bad call. Yeah, he threw the football away, but he wasn't under great pressure. He was being pushed back. He threw it out of bounds. He was not going to get sacked.
Intentional grounding. Number 14 offense. 10-yard penalty. Loss of down, 2nd down.
You know, when you throw it away now, there's the fake. There is pressure coming. But when you throw it away now, you got to throw it away close to the receiver. And Brian Greasy could have thrown it close to the receiver. Rod Smith is on the sideline.
Meanwhile, Junior Seau has come off the field again, and he's been replaced by Sam Rogers, number 59. There's Junior on the sideline. You heard Armin say a moment ago that he was cramping up. So it's 3rd and long yardage now for Greasy and the Broncos. 1:36 to play in the first half. San Diego leads it by 13, and they've had opportunities for much more. Greasy this way. That's complete to Rod Smith, and he is out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. 17 yards.
Yeah, Mike Riley shaking his head, and I know what he's thinking, but Rod Smith did an excellent job of selling Tay Cody the fact that he was going to go deep. He doesn't. He pulls it up, and Brian Greasy with the perfect throw.
You saw the numbers there. 30 receptions for a 1st down. Leads the league. Rod Smith, some clutch performer. Quick slant, and that's complete inside the 30 to the 28 or 27 to Eddie Kennison. Clock continues to move, coming up on a minute 20.
Yeah, plenty of time now. Now Denver's in control of the situation.
Greasy comes back this way, and that's complete inside the 20, and a nice catch by Rod Smith. And a timeout is called. That is the second Denver timeout of the first half. A minute 8 remaining, and we'll take the opportunity to remind you coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry, scores, highlights, and the latest NFL news, and a CBS News update, America on Guard, all coming up on the Nextel halftime report.
See, I'm watching those throws to the sideline, Greg, and remember what Mike Shanahan said last night? Tate Cody is taking the place of Alex Molden at corner, and he says this Tate Cody, a rookie, I scouted him in college. He was at Florida State. He goes, this guy's not afraid to make a play. And what he means is that situations like this, he's willing to take that gamble at the right time to intercept that ball, maybe run it back for a touchdown. And Brian Greasy, that last one was close. Got to be careful throwing to the sidelines against Tate Cody.
See, the Broncos' production on this drive has been better than their previous 5.
Well, they got to stay on the field long enough to at least make the Chargers defense to make it start thinking and to tire out some of the defensive linemen.
Greasy rolling, and he's going to keep it now. 15, out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Run out by Rogers Beckett.
Run out of bounds by Rogers Beckett.
Nice job by Brian Greasy. Even though he's fighting the shoulder, it's not been feeling good and didn't practice this past Wednesday. Boy, when I asked him about it last night, the first thing he said, look, I'm not going to change the way I play. When I get a chance to run, I'm going to run. I'm going to hang in there, wait for the receivers to get open. And that's the only choice he has as a quarterback.
2nd and 5. Greasy throws. That's complete to Clark. And Clark down at about the 5-yard line. And timeout stops the clock at 51 seconds to play. You know, it's interesting, and you brought it up earlier, Phil, that when you're injured, it changes your week, because in addition to the preparation, as Brian Greasy told us, you have to show up at the complex even earlier for treatment.
I would think Brian Greasy this past week was showing up at the complex about 6:30 in the morning, getting treatment for about an hour, then doing all the things that a quarterback has to do. And the Broncos, they put a lot of information on their quarterback every week. So learning is that's taxing enough. But then to get healthy and ready to play a game, that is double work for a quarterback.
Greasy comes back onto the field. 51 seconds remaining. Denver is now out of timeouts. A 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Greasy throws to the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Gerald Dixon, the man who came charging up the middle and was picked off by Olandis Gary.
Oh, what a job by Olandis Gary. Just giving Brian Greasy the time to throw it out of the back of the end zone. So, good blitz by the Chargers. Olandis Gary comes up and picked up Gerald Dixon.
2nd and goal.
You got Rod Smith up and changing the defense.
He's going to throw the fade this side to Clark. It is caught for a touchdown. Tay Cody, the rookie, was defending.
Defending a big tight end and just used his size to get the catch. At the last second, the Chargers shifted their coverage. They double covered Rod Smith, then left Tay Cody against Desmond Clark, and you can see the hand fighting. The big guy wins the hand fighting, and that's Desmond Clark.
You're talking about relative sizes. Desmond Clark, 6'3", 255. Tay Cody, 5'9", 180. The extra point attempt by Jason Elam is good. And so with 41 seconds to play, nice drive engineered by Brian Greasy, and San Diego's lead is down to 13-7.
Yeah, don't worry, Bob engineered a lot of them too.
It was a Bob Greasy type drive.
But that was so clutch by the Chargers, their offense. It gets them going, and it needs to, and it'll pump some more life into the defense, which is playing very hard. But then you look at the Chargers, and there's got to be this thought: man, we dominated the whole first half, and we're only up 13-7.
Brian Greasy, remember, at one point was looking at a 3rd and 13 at his own 46, and Denver went 54 yards in the next 7 plays.
What do we hear every time when a team is playing the Broncos offense? What do they say? Anytime there's a play that has to be made, where's the football going? It's going to go to Rod Smith. 3rd and 13, you say, who'd they throw it to? Just give me your guess. Who is it? Yeah, okay. It's multiple choice.
Yeah. Rod Smith.
But it is a Rod. That's right. They're going to find their playmaker. They're going to put Rod Smith in situations so he can make the plays. They were trying to on the goal line. The Chargers finally said no, and they threw it to Desmond Clark.
Ronnie Jenkins returned the opening kickoff 88 yards for a touchdown. He is standing at his own 6-yard line. And this one is going to roll out of bounds.
Oh, that's a mistake. San Diego, 2 timeouts.
At the 40-yard line by rule, first down. San Diego.
From their own 40 with 2 timeouts, now they can try to get some points.
Let's check in downstairs with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Greg, I've been able to get some more concrete information on Junior Seau. It's now described as a groin strain, and his return is up in the air. Back to you.
All right, Armin, we look down at Junior Seau. Taking a seat at about midfield to watch these last 41 seconds unwind. Meanwhile, here comes Doug Flutie.
I thought I saw Junior Seau limping a little as he went off the field earlier.
Two timeouts remaining for the Chargers. Terrell Fletcher in the backfield. He gets the handoff straight up the middle to midfield and just into Denver territory. And the Chargers burn time out here and stop the clock with 33 seconds to play. Oh, Armin's going to talk with Mike Riley just as this half ends, and it'll be interesting to hear the coach's take on this first half, because there are so many other things that could have gone San Diego's way and did not, and a team that looked like it was totally in charge may very well go into the locker room with just a 6-point lead.
Yeah, but knowing Mike Riley, and we had a chance, it's the first time I ever met him, we met him Friday, Greg, I think he'll find the positive of what went on in the first half. But let's just, real quick, just off the top of my head, fumble inside the red zone, a sure touchdown pass that's knocked down one time, some missed open receivers, a couple penalties. That's quite a bit. You know, a lot of opportunities missed just for a first half. See, it's a good thing I got a big top of my head, so I could pull all those things off of it.
From the shotgun on first down. Flutie, roll, quick pass. That's complete to Tim Dwight, and he is out of bounds. He has enough for a first down at the 40.
You said it right earlier, Greg, that Tim Dwight, he is the fastest man in the NFL, and he is. It's like watching a video game. He scoots around so quick. There's no question, in warm-ups, he's the fastest guy we've ever seen, too.
Well, John Butler telling us about that deal that the Chargers made with the Atlanta Falcons involving the first draft pick, and he says absolutely Tim Dwight was a critical part of that deal.
It would not have happened without Tim Dwight coming here.
Flutie going to throw to Dwight. That's complete inside the 30 for another first down. 11 yards.
The blitz, it's tough to blitz the San Diego Chargers, I think. They are well schooled. They know how to pick up the blitzers. They're going to give the quarterback time. So what happens when you do all that? Defenders have to play off the wide receivers. Doug Flutie throws to wide open Tim Dwight. You know, just following the NFL and being an ex-player, I know that Norv Turner believes in protecting his quarterback. So blitzing him it's hard to get there.
White is in motion. Flutie throws the quick pass to Dwight inside the 20, and that's another first down. And Flutie calls timeout to stop the clock with 17 seconds to play. Go back to that kick out of bounds, and you absolutely said that's a mistake.
Oh, you know, I know they didn't want the long return, but the ball kind of got away from Elam. He kicked the squibber, and it hit the ground and went right out of bounds, and all of a sudden the Chargers go, ooh, you know, we can do this. 2 timeouts, 41 seconds.
You know, missed opportunities notwithstanding, we have seen an awful lot of the elements that make up Norv Turner's approach to an offense. And Mike Riley was telling us, you know, when he talked with Norv Turner, he likes everything that Norv Turner stands for. Run the ball, play action, add the screen game, reverses, and you've got Norv Turner's offense.
Well, that's what Mike Riley believes in. And that's, look, Greg, anytime you got an organization or whatever it is, you want it to be coordinated. So, you know, Mike Riley doesn't want a wide open offense and have a coach that coaches something different. So the fact that they both believe in the same thing on offense, makes it easier for them to communicate, and it makes the players understand that too.
Everybody's out of timeouts right now. Fletcher in the game. There's movement, and penalty markers fly as Flutie hits the deck.
Who moved? I didn't see it. I was too busy watching wide receivers.
Well, Chargers are applauding. And when the referee points your way, that's not good. Here's Bill Levy.
Offside. Defense number 91. We need to run 2 seconds on the game clock to 15
Chester
seconds.
McLaughlin.
Clock will remain
Chester
stopped.
90 there. Oh, that's a good shot of it inside.
So is now a 1st and 5 from the 12-yard line.
You cannot be tackled inbounds. There will not be time for the quarterback to kill the clock. There won't be time for the field goal unit to run on. So Doug Flutie has got to be extra careful and really quick in his decision making right here.
The Denver Broncos defensive backs lined up across the 5-yard line. Flutie throws this side complete and out of bounds at the 6-yard line to number 83, Steve Hayden. 11 seconds remain. And that'll be enough for a 1st and goal.
Four for 4 in this drive.
At the 6.
John Butler, the general manager, and it's Mr. Spanos, Alex Spanos, the owner of the San Diego Chargers. Next to him.
He was also in a good mood this weekend. But, you know,
sure,
to go through a whole season like last year, and on opening day, they equal their total number of wins. Fletcher out as a wide receiver. Flutie going to loft it to the corner, intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by number 26, Eric Brown. That's his 1st interception of the year, and that will bring to an end that drive.
What a play by Eric Brown. He comes off of his receiver, sees the play. It's a good design by the Chargers, and he comes off from the outside and goes to the slot receiver and makes the interception.
And so with 6 seconds left on the clock, we'll presume that Brian Greasy will just take a knee here, and that'll be the end of the 1st half. So the Broncos put the clamps on a San Diego drive here at the end of the 1st half with the interception, and it's 13-7. Let's go down to Armin.
Coach, that last interception, sort of a microcosm of the 1st half.
We have squandered a lot of opportunities for some more points, and obviously that hurts. We just got to come back out in the 2nd half and make some of these plays.
All right, Coach. Greg?
All right, Armin. Our halftime score, San Diego with a 13-7 lead on Denver. Coming up, we'll send you to Jim Nance for the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry get you caught up on all the scores, highlights, and the latest NFL news, and a CBS News update. America on guard after these messages from your local station.
Make no mistake,
Survivor is back and better than ever. The rugged African terrain is taking its toll.
I'd rather die right now than deal with this pain.
The generation gap threatens to tear a tribe apart.
Barbie went down in Africa.
It's the baby boomers against
Generation X.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, hungry lions are on the prowl.
That was real.
It's still real.
This is probably gonna happen every night.
All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday. Get set for the amazing race Wednesday on CBS. It's all here.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Nextel Halftime Report. Jim Nance from our NFL Today studios in New York, and Mike, Randy, and Jerry are alongside a couple of audiences coming in right now, including the Broncos-Chargers audience. Chargers jumping right out with that kick return.
Rodney Jenkins takes it, runs 88 yards, makes a guy miss right there, and then just opens up the burners. And this is a guy, Jim, who rushed for, somebody told me, 619 yards in high school.
In one high school game. That's a national record, 619 and 7 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Arizona and Kansas City.
Kansas City's dominated this game, 237 yards offense, but 8 penalties have held them with 3 field goals.
Carter, 43-yard touchdown catch. Kylie Wong with an interception return for the Vikings.
This whole thing is Vikings. There's a lot of streets in Minnesota named after this game. One way, one way, one way. It's all Vikings.
Earlier today, 6 of 8 road teams won, but not in this case right here. The Ravens fall to 3-3.
They get up, but right off the bat, they go James Jackson, 11 yards per touchdown. And then watch this throw by Couch. This is about as good as you can do it. Picture-perfect pass to wide receiver Morgan. And they go up at this point 24-6 over the world. Baltimore Ravens.
New Browns over the old Browns there. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's 4-1, tied for the best record in the AFC with the Raiders.
How about Jerome Bettis right here hitting Tooman for a touchdown? Bonnie Bernstein asked him about that passing form.
It was horrible, and you know, Coach Malarkey, the offensive coordinator, told me, "Hey, I don't care. We're gonna run it. You got to make that pass because it's gonna be a touchdown." But it was, you know, it worked to perfection.
Steelers had 10 sacks in that game. Meanwhile, the Titans win it on a Nedney field goal. The Lions, the only winless team in the NFL.
And Charlie Batch, the guy that they benched, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns. Why didn't they keep playing him the whole year?
They tied it with 1:18 to go. McNair drove him down, had a big scramble set up. Nedney from 45 for the winner. He kicked 4 field goals, and Tennessee wins late for the 2nd straight week. Meanwhile, Mike, how about, the Bears?
How about the Bears? Jim Miller had a pretty good day, but here's a guy who had a great day. Anthony the A-Train Thomas. This is only one score. He had 1 touchdown. He gained 188 yards rushing on 22 carries.
Bears' first shutout since '93. Patriots clobber the Colts for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. Here he is, David Patton. You're not going to believe this day he had. First on the end around, Jerry.
End around sweep. Watch him jump inside the numbers. Goes to the boundary. General Patton for his first touchdown. This one he does it rushing.
And this right here, 91 yards, the longest pass play in Patriot history.
And that's by Tom Brady. Number 2 for General Patton on the reception.
Just got a big contract a few weeks ago and certainly paying off here today. And here's the triple. He had run for 1, caught 1, and now he's going to throw 1.
Look at this pass. Moving the quarterback. Good spiral.
It was one of those days, man. Everything was just clicking. Team gave me an opportunity to make some plays. I felt like I kind of let the team down early on in the season. The first 5 games wasn't really making an impact. And today, I think I was able to come out and do what I thought I was capable of doing every game.
Patton, he did it all. You saw it. He caught a 2nd touchdown later in the game. Meanwhile, the Rams, the only unbeaten team in the league, 6-0 for the 3rd straight year.
Watch Ozakim coming around here, going to take the handoff, but he's going to do the option to Trung Candidate. After the game, Jill Harrington talked to Mr. Candidate.
195 yards, 2 touchdowns, pretty good way to come out.
Oh, yeah, for my first start, you know, I was just a little anxious, a little nervous. I was just trying to settle down and get in the flow of the game, and Lord willing, it worked out for me.
Rams next week will take on the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year, perhaps the Saints. Looking ahead today, Ricky Williams held only 51 yards on the ground.
This is going to be a big disappointment down in New Orleans, but here you go. Chris Chandler, I said he'd hit somebody deep, and there he does. He hits Sean Jefferson for a touchdown here. 39 yards, and that puts them up at that point 17-10.
Falcons now 3-3. Panthers all-time 0-6 against the Redskins, who win it in overtime.
Well, Brett Conway hits this one from 23 yards. Good for Brett Conway, because with 36 seconds left in regulation, he missed a short one that also would have won the game for the Redskins.
Second half is coming up next. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report. CBS News, America on Guard, straight ahead. Thanks for being with us.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
CBS Thursday, you gotta watch. How blood got on these walls is nothing compared to what's behind them.
I got a hollow section.
All new CSI. Then, a nuclear bomb was hidden under this New Jersey house.
Powerful enough to destroy the center of a large city.
And it's just been stolen.
We have a serious situation here.
Now the agency must find it.
Where's the bomb?
Before it gets into the wrong hands.
The American people are safer for our actions today.
All new agency after CSI, CBS Thursday.
I will fight terrorism by staying open 24/7.
I will fight terrorism by going to work.
I will not be afraid.
I'll defeat terrorism by going to my best friend's wedding.
This is Rodney Harrison of the San Diego Chargers. Rodney helps the United Way build stronger communities by generously spending time with senior citizens and engaging in good citizenship.
That's messed up.
Rodney Harrison and the good citizens of his community.
This is a CBS News Update, America on Guard. I'm Jane Clayson, CBS News in New York. Good afternoon. Doctors at a Fairfax, Virginia hospital said a Washington, D.C. postal worker diagnosed with inhalation anthrax is in serious but stable condition. He is the third person nationwide to contract this most dangerous form of the disease. More than 2,000 additional postal workers will be given preventative medication. While the ailing man worked at the same facility that handled the letter to Senator Daschle's office, it's not known if that is what infected him. On the war front, U.S. warplanes attacked targets near the front lines between Taliban troops and United Front rebels north of Kabul. American planes also hit targets in Kabul, and the Taliban said civilians were killed when a bomb destroyed 2 homes. The Pentagon said it could not confirm the claim. Other headlines now, the Pentagon identified the 2 soldiers killed in a helicopter accident in Pakistan as PFC Christopher Sohn-Cipher of Missoula, Montana, and Specialist John Edmonds of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Secretary of State Colin Powell said the U.S. would like to see the rebels capture Kabul before winter begins, and President Bush has ordered the CIA to do whatever is necessary to destroy Osama bin Laden and his terror network. Stay with CBS News and this CBS station for the latest on America on Guard, including a complete update on tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Jane Clayson, CBS News in New York. Good day.
Everybody loves Raymond. Monday on CBS. It's all here.
The Dodge Durango. It not only hauls almost 4 tons, it's the only SUV with a V8 for around 24 grand.
Oh, great. Stuck behind another one of these.
Now get 0% financing and no payments till 2002 on Dodge Durango.
Want to get a great $6 restaurant burger without the restaurant? The $6 burger, $3.95 at Carl's Jr.
The new collection is a triumph, just dripping with vibrant flair. And I love the reinterpretation of the front and back color covers, from sassy to sublime. Custom ringtones strike a retro chord.
Right now, Singular is giving you twice as much. Buy this hit new Nokia and get another one free. Plus, ask about our unlimited nights and weekend plans. Singular Wireless, what do you have to say?
Keeping your money safe in today's fragile economy. Monday at 11.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
Welcome back to San Diego. The Chargers with a 13-7 lead as we await the start of the second half, along with Phil Simms and Armin Katayan. Greg Gumbel at Qualcomm Stadium. It has been a San Diego day so far, and it could have been so much more of one. You heard Mike Riley tell Armin Katayan at halftime that they squandered a lot of opportunity.
They kick off. They begin the second half of play. Accuracy from the Broncos.
Denver Broncos will get the football. They saw Brian Greasy come alive after he threw an interception in the first half. Chris Cole inside his 5-yard line. Little stutter step to break free. 20. Middle marker is down, and he is out to about the 27. 25-yard return, and now it's going to go back. Here's Bill Levy.
Holding. Number 65, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Denver.
Cooper Carlisle guilty of the hold as we look at the halftime numbers, and as you see everything stacked up on the Chargers side of the ledger, it's hard to believe they're only up 6, Phil.
A lot of domination there, Greg. Total yards 236. That's big stuff for one half of football. Having the football for over 18 minutes, 13 first downs. There's nothing on that side that you can't like about the Chargers except one thing: the 2 turnovers cost them probably 2 touchdowns.
Greasy with Mike Anderson behind him. Going to come out throwing this side, and that's complete and out of bounds to Eddie Kennison, number 85. Pickup of 6 makes it 2nd and 4. After that interception by Ryan McNeil, Brian Greasy completed 10 of 12 for 70 yards and a touchdown. So he's now 11 of his last 13 throwing.
Well, they had to look at the tape of last week. The New England Patriots came out. They spread the field out last week. They really didn't try to run the football. They tried to do it throwing, and I'm sure the Broncos saw that and trying to duplicate some of it.
The pitch for Anderson, right side with a blocker in front of him, and he's piled up at about the 20-yard line. And let's check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Greg, Junior Seau is not on the field. I'm told he is in the locker room with that strained groin, and he will not return to play in this game. As for Mike Shanahan, he told me he's not that happy, obviously, about the first half. Took a little bit from that last drive, saying we've got to find some rhythm. But right now for the Chargers, no Seau today. Back to you.
All right, Armin. Taking Junior Seau out of the lineup is a big, big blow to a San Diego defense that relies on his leadership and his aggression on the field. 5 wide receivers for Greasy. Quick pass, far side, Rod Smith takes the big hit just across the 25-yard line. That was Tay Cody, the rookie out of Florida State, coming up for the stop.
Well, this is what we saw last week from New England against his Chargers defense. And why do teams do this? Well, they do it, and the Chargers, the Broncos are doing it today because it's so hard to run the football up inside against this Chargers defense. So you spread it out and try to throw it.
Anderson goes nowhere. May have even lost a little bit. John Perella, number 97. And Leonardo Carson, number 96.
Well, John Perella, number 97. We talked about him early, Greg. Just a hard-working guy. Tries to take up blockers. Beats Trey Teague across the line of scrimmage. just makes a mess of everything, ruins the blocking patterns, and that way some of his teammates can get in and make the tackle with him.
Spent his first year in the league with the Buffalo Bills, has spent the last 8 seasons now with San Diego. Olandis Gary in the backfield on 3rd and 4. Greasy throws this side, complete, and out of bounds at the 35-yard line is Desmond Clark. It's enough for a first down. Well, if Greasy is suffering any discomfort, it doesn't appear that he's showing it at all. He's throwing the ball very well.
Yeah, he's throwing the football well. I thought at the beginning of the game he was a little quick trying to get rid of the football before the receivers were really ready for it or getting open. But as time goes on, which happens a lot to a quarterback, he's found his rhythm, he's got the timing, and he's throwing the football very accurate here as we've gone along.
First down at the 35. Greasy over the middle, intended for Olandis Gary, and that's incomplete. Orlando Ruff was there to meet him.
You know, the one thing that you see, or we don't see from the Broncos as much this year as we've always seen in the past, is the play action fakes and really going down the field and making those big pass plays. And I think a lot of that left this offense when Eddie McCaffrey got hurt, and teams are really concentrating more on Rod Smith.
Greasy on 2nd and 10 throws to the far side, and that's complete to Kinnison. And Kinnison is just short of a first down.
Well, Tate Cody, he's a rookie, making his first start, and it's almost like, you know, you hear it sometimes, and it's a cliche a lot of times, but it does look like Brian Greasy knows that he's out there, and he's throwing a lot of passes his way.
See, now, you told me quarterbacks don't do that.
Well, I think after a while, he's figuring it out, though, Greg.
There's a timeout on the field. Oh, sometimes I have a dangerous memory.
At least you pay attention.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, you whacked me pretty hard there.
Whack? No, I might have tapped it parking, but I didn't whack it.
Yeah, you slammed into me there.
Slam.
Yeah, slam. Look at this.
It's fine.
That's misaligned. You can't replace that. We'll have to get that in Europe someplace.
Okay,
I'm glad. Oh, look who's here. I'm glad you're here to see this. I can't drive this home, and my wife's upstairs giving blood. I don't know if I mentioned that.
The Passat wagon. It only looks like $1 million.
Oh, I'm not an internist, but I think I got some bleeding going on here.
Kitchen. Over there.
Smirnoff Ice Premium Malt Beverage. Intelligent nightlife. Be smart. Drink responsibly.
This Marine saved the lives of many. Now she'll lead a desperate search for the one she left behind.
Does the feeling that you've done something terrible ever go away?
All new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Welcome back, everyone. The little back and forth here in the booth about whether quarterbacks really do throw to a perceived weak spot on the field, and seems you change with the weather.
No, I have not. If you really listen closely, when you hear that one play, they don't do it.
Brian Greasy keeping and getting the first down on the sneak.
Good job. Get everybody, open the backfield up and go for the quarterback sneak. But Greg, when somebody goes out of the game, that's what I said. What did I say this like 3 years ago? When a corner goes out of the game and sometimes you see a ball thrown to the new corner comes in, and everybody immediately goes, oh, the new guy's in there picking on him. I'm going, wait. The coaches and the quarterback are not that perceptive. But what has happened today to Tate Cody, the passes have made him go his way, and now all of a sudden Denver goes, we're having success against him. Let's attack him if we get that chance.
Greasy throws far side. That's incomplete, and that's Tate Cody on that side of the field. And Rod Smith, the intended receiver.
And see what happens is you keep throwing it at a defensive back.
Pass interference. Number 27, defense. Automatic first down.
On the outside, Tate Cody against Rod Smith. You could see both arms went around him. And not only that, the replay doesn't do it justice. When I saw it in real speed, you could see he was pushing him from behind, causing Rod Smith to change his direction. When that happens, that's a foul.
Rod Smith in motion to that side of the field. Greasy going to throw that way to Smith. Cody with the hit, and you know from these last few minutes, Tate Cody is going to be in for a long second half.
So now do you agree with me? Is that what you're saying? But there's Tate Cody. Mike Shanahan had high praise for him. He is a good cover guy, but he's finding out what happens is that once you give up a few passes and they complete them, now as a defensive back you start to guess. You got to play safe, and the Broncos are taking advantage of it by throwing passes underneath him.
On the ground with Orlandis Gary inside the 35 to the 34. Orlando Ruff trips him up, and looks like the Denver offense has picked up where it left off in the first half.
It definitely has. You find rhythm in offense when you get out on the field and you get a chance and you somehow get a first down or two. It just makes it easier to execute.
Denver with football for 5 minutes, and time is moving on. First down at the 34. Greasy to the right side of the field and overthrew his intended receiver, Rod Smith. Rodney Harrison appeared to get a hand on it.
Yes, they did. And you know what? They were going right back against Tate Cody again. And the receiver was open, but Rodney Harrison sees the eyes of the quarterback. And at the last second, here's Rodney Harrison. Watch him. He's up to stop the run, has the back, falls off of him, and stops the pass. Good job.
So now it's 2nd and 10. 12th play of this drive for the Broncos. Trying to cut back is Orlandis Gary, and Harrison is there.
And you know, the other thing, Greg, you say, well, the Broncos, they've got it back on offense. They're doing well the last 2 drives. Junior Seau has been out of there. And, you know, not that he makes all the tackles, but sometimes he makes adjustments. Sometimes he keeps his team motivated, keeps the energy of the players up on the football field, and that can be the difference.
You know, we talked about Rod Smith being unorthodox. So is Junior Seau in many regards as a linebacker. 3rd and 7. Greasy flips it out to Gary. Gary hits hard at about the 27-yard line. Ryan McNeil was leading the charge, and he and Gary and Rogers Beckett exchanging little pats, and here's why. So Jason Elam will line the field goal up now from 35-yard line. This will be a 45-yard field goal attempt. And Elam gets it away. It is long enough and straight enough. So Chargers lead is now down to 3 at 13 to 10. And the head knocking continues at Qualcomm Stadium when we come back.
He's escaping! The chase is on for the most lethal criminal in the universe.
There's never been anything like what I have become.
And when the clock hits 0, he's crossing over to our world. 30 seconds! Jet Li is the one. 2015. Opens November 2nd.
Great night for a swim.
I don't have my bathing suit.
That's okay. Neither do I. The moon. What could possibly make this moment more perfect?
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. The One, starring Jet Li, rated PG-13, and by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Not that the weather is nice out here in San Diego. Here's the kickoff. And this is Ronnie Jenkins from the 5. 20. Close to the 30-yard line. So when we come back, we will see how well the Chargers react. Their lead is down to 3.
Let's look at what makes the dome structure of great importance. You see, its circular design allows for maximum volume in a minimum space. So, an amazing number of people or things can actually fit in a relatively small area. With such an efficient design, it's a wonder domes aren't seen more often today.
Inevitably, there will come a time in your life when you realize you need a cell phone. And when that time comes, we'll be here.
A chunky quarterback moment. Donovan McNabb's mom served him Campbell's chunky beef with country vegetables. Now with more lean beef. Filled up right by beefy chunky soup, Donovan took on beefy linebackers.
In and out. Good. Keep the victim calm. And 1, and 2, and 3.
Okay, there you go. That's over 100 channels, sports, news, digital music. Installation's free, and it's only $31.99 a month.
Just $31.99 a month gets you over 100 channels of DirecTV programming. Right now with free professional installation.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
Doug's wife plans a weekend getaway.
The thing is, there's no TV.
How long can a man survive? I'll just watch TV. Hey, look what's on. Flowers! And all new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
San Diego begins at its own 30-yard line. And Doug Flutie going to go right to the air. Here comes Romanowski behind Flutie and trips him up from behind. The ball bouncing out of bounds. And right off the bat defensively, the Broncos trying to make something happen. That's Romanowski with the trip, and the Broncos trying to save the ball from going out of bounds. That goes down as a sack. And it is Romanowski's second of the day.
Well, that was tremendous hustle by Bill Romanowski, and you could see the speed that he still has to chase quarterbacks, running backs, or whoever from behind and catch up to him.
Loss of 1 on the play makes it 2nd and 11. Flutie with a little screen for Tomlinson. Tomlinson, 35, knocked out of bounds just as he approached the 40-yard line by Eric Brown. And let's send you back to New York for an update. Here's Jim Nance.
Thank you, Greg. Out in Tempe, Arizona, the Cardinals hand it off here to Michael Pittman. He'll take it 24 yards. The point after gives him the lead 10-9. The Chiefs have been penalized 10 times for over 100 yards. Chiefs down 1. Third quarterback to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim.
Well, you know that last play, Greg, the screen play to Tomlinson, that's a big play for the Chargers. They need to get something going on offense to keep their defense off the field. And North Turner comes up the play, easy for the quarterback to execute.
Tomlinson for a couple of yards up the middle. Picked up 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 7. And LaDainian Tomlinson with 24 yards on the ground and 11 through the air for a total of 35.
2nd and 7.
Yeah, after last week, the Broncos defense, Sean Alexander running for so many yards, having that big, well, that one long, big touchdown run. They've done a good job of not giving up the big plays and not letting the Chargers offense dominate them up front with the running game.
4 wide receivers now for the Broncos, or for the Chargers rather, on 2nd and 7 on the blitz. The pass over the middle is complete across midfield. Terrell Fletcher pulled that one in. Flutie got rid of it as he was being hit.
Bill Romanowski, 53, comes through untouched. The ball just flips up in the air. Trevor Price is dropping back in coverage, number 93. Oh, nice shot. Doug Flutie's fortunate not to be hurt. Shot to the ribs.
You could see frustration all over Trevor Price as that ball floated over his head. The pitch for Tomlinson, trying to skirt the right side. And he's inside the 45 to about the 44, 43. Delpha O'Neal with the stop.
To say that Trevor Price mistimed his jump, it's just not appropriate to the word mistiming. He saw it up in the air. He jumped, and it was not even close to coming down. And oh well, he doesn't get to drop back in pass coverage too often.
Well, Trevor told us that, you know, with Doug Flutie, he makes the Chargers feel like they have a chance to win and score points, and they're in every game with his scrambling ability. He also did say he's the only quarterback in the league who stands straight up behind the center. Flutie goes down.
Oh, they found a blitz they like. That's twice they've run the same blitz, and twice the linebacker has come free. First it was for Romanowski. This time it's going to be Al Wilson. Ah, messed it up. Yep, it is him. He came from the inside. Romanowski was on the blitz too. They picked him up. Nobody there for Al Wilson.
Wilson on the sideline. He goes to the side as Flutie and the Chargers look at 3rd and 14. Flutie over the middle. Graham had it and dropped it. Flutie was under pressure again, but delivered what appeared to be a catchable ball.
John Mobley comes free. The linebacker, 51. From the outside, Flutie sees it, anticipates the throw. Oh, and the throw is perfect. You were right, Greg.
So Delpha O'Neal back for the punt. And this one is high. O'Neal, fair catch call, and he lets it bounce, and it's going to roll into the end zone for the touchback. 20-yard line is where we'll get things underway right after this.
Some situations call for trucks with more power. So engineer Mark Ferrone and the team have made GMC Sierras the most powerful line of pickups in the world. And to help manage all that torque, they've also given Sierra technically advanced braking systems. Mark may be obsessed with power, but he's not crazy. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks.
Boys, that is the sorriest first half I've ever seen. So here's what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna get changed. Change. Then, we're gonna get on the bus. The bus! Then, we're gonna go home. We're gonna go home. We can play video game.
The loss of competitive edge.
Another unfortunate side effect of hunger. Grab a Snickers.
Packed with peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
Later on, we're going to take a nap. Snickers, don't let hunger happen to you.
You have one new message.
John, it's Bob. I tried tracking you down everywhere, so I'm leaving this on your cell phone. Look, about your merger meeting this morning, whatever you do, avoid the boardroom. I was talking to maintenance, and they just lacquered the table, and it needs 24 hours to dry. Man, I hope you get this.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV, the #1 digital satellite entertainment provider. And by KFC. There's fast food, then there's KFC.
Just a reminder, you can follow all the games on NFL.com, and after the games, in-depth analysis and recaps from the experts, only at NFL.com or your AOL keyword, NFL.com. Mike Anderson flanked as a wide receiver as Brian Greasy spreads the field on first down. Pass time over the middle, and he threaded a pass just over the 30-yard line to Rod Smith for a first down.
Brian Greasy throws more passes like this than anybody I see in professional football, but it takes a receiver like Rod Smith. Look at that, fighting through the first defender, Harrison, and right in front of Gerald Dixon to make the catch, and takes a big hit. And just gets up, does it again if you ask him to.
Rod Smith, 7 catches, 65 yards on the day. To the ground game, Anderson right side, and the football is loose. Football is loose, picked up by the Chargers. Jason Perry, a defensive back. Just like that, another momentum swing.
Mike Anderson runs into the pile, and it looks like everybody almost stops because they think the play is over, and Zeke Marino. Oh, I was close. I wasn't looking to see if he was down or not. But then Jason Perry, number 31, picks it up.
So now the Chargers with the ball at the 38-yard line of the Denver Broncos. And we are going to get a challenge, I believe.
I couldn't tell from the first replay because I didn't know if it would be close. But I was watching Mike Shanahan. They were looking.
Denver is challenging the ruin on the field, but the ball was fumbled.
Now, if this doesn't come through for the Denver Broncos, that will be their second time out of this half.
Well, let's watch it as close as we can, see if we can pick up something. It's close, but that's not a good shot. Here's going to be the... Okay, if you run that play, that right there, if you run it back again, if you look at his left leg, that's going to be the determining factor. Not his right. Look at his left knee. Mike Anderson, as he goes down, you can see the ball, and it's coming out, and that's going to be a fumble.
You sure about that?
I'm sure. I'm always sure.
We have 4:18 to play here in the third quarter.
Well, what'd you think?
I thought it was a fumble.
We really don't care, but I'm just asking to be nice. I think it's a fumble too, though, Greg.
But it's an interesting twist that this game could take. So many opportunities lost by the Chargers in the first half. And I mentioned to you, it looked like that this game had taken a big turnaround in favor of the Denver Broncos. And now, up comes this fumble.
It had turned for the Denver Broncos. That's why Mike Shanahan challenged the play. He knows it's big.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The runner was losing the football before his knee hit. Denver has charged their second charge timeout.
So Anderson's fumble turns the ball over, and the Broncos are down to just one timeout remaining here in the second half.
You know, when I see situations like that, I think a lot of times the coaches ask, what did you fumble, Mike? And the player doesn't really know. It all happened so fast. I don't know. They don't know if their knees on the ground or not.
Here's Tomlinson dancing through the line on the outside to the 31-yard line. Chester McLaughlin makes the stop. Pickup of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
You know, we had the chance, and we talked to Trevor Price last night. The first thing he said, the defensive line, we've got to play well. We've got to take away the running game of the San Diego Chargers, and they've done a good job of that today, and they're daring the Chargers to make the pass plays. The pass plays have been there. The Chargers haven't taken advantage of it.
Comes another blitz. It's picked up. Moody throws this side, complete to Curtis Conway inside the 20-yard line. That's a first down. Conway's first catch of the day.
Well, we got Bill Romanowski on the inside and the blitz. It's not one of the complicated ones that we've seen from the Broncos. Nice protection, and Flutie gets to step up and just get everything into it. Nice route, nice throw. Can't stop that.
19-yard line of the Denver Broncos. First down, San Diego. LaDainian Tomlinson up the middle. You know, we've mentioned a couple of times today about how Mike Shanahan was so disappointed in his troops last week that he had them in pads and hitting. And Trevor Price said, you know, we didn't mind hitting. He said, kind of work off the frustration.
Yeah, that's right. He liked it. Of course, they practice at a very high speed anyway, the Denver Broncos.
But Trevor said, you know, there's nothing that we need to correct. He said, when you need correcting, you need new guys. We just need to straighten things out and step it up a little bit.
Well, the one thing is, Greg, the other big thing is in this game today is that I think the Broncos have shown better energy, being more physical and executing a lot better on defense than they did last week.
Chester McLaughlin off the field, shaken up, has been replaced by Jerry Johnson, the second-year defensive tackle out of Florida State. 2nd and 9 for Flutie and the Chargers. Flutie, quick pass, that's complete. Jeff Graham, touchdown. Delta O'Neal went for the interception and missed it.
You described it perfectly, Greg. Blitz, picked up, nice throw, Delta. Oh, boy, did that just get by him. Nice catch by Jeff Graham.
Head coach Mike Riley says, oh, you betcha. Jeff Graham with his first touchdown of the season.
Oh, it's great to watch Mike Riley, his reactions.
Extra point is up and good. The Chargers had seen their lead dwindle to 3. They're now up by a score of 20-10 on the touchdown pass. Flutie to Graham.
That is pathetic.
Hey, those are our kids you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about your ordinary fast food. You could try new KFC Honey Barbecue Wings.
Hurry, get 8 KFC Honey Barbecue Wings for only $2.99 or 20 for only $6.99.
There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Some situations call for trucks with more power. So engineer Mark Ferrone and the team have made GMC Sierras the most powerful line of pickups in the world. And to help manage all that torque, they've also given Sierra technically advanced braking systems. Mark may be obsessed with power, but he's not crazy. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks.
Discover the most amazing digital music and video with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room, more people room, or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Just Shoot Me's Laura Sangiacomo, Malcolm in the Middle's Jane Kasmerick, Annabella Sciorra, ER's Juliana Margulies, and Oscar winner Marissa Tomei. Jennifer, CBS Tonight. Wednesday, the amazing race goes to India, where the culture and crush of humanity could spell disaster for American teams.
You lied to me!
All new episode, CBS Wednesday.
Jeff Graham, who not so long ago dropped a pass on 3rd down that would have kept the Chargers drive alive, scores on the touchdown pass from Doug Flutie. And now the kickoff, Chris Cole from the 5 to the 20. And across the 30 to about the 33-yard line, tripped up by Derek Harris. Well, here's our NFL.com interactive poll for today. Your team has 2 minutes left, 80 yards to go, no timeouts, and you're down 4 points. Which quarterback do you want leading your team? Just log on and cast your vote at NFL.com. The guys in the truck are writing in Sammy Baugh.
You know, the bad thing is, I'm on that poll. Did you see that?
I saw it.
I wouldn't even vote for myself.
All right, Brian Greasy looking to rally the Broncos here. Olandis Gary takes the handoff, tries the left side, and is run out of bounds. Ryan McNeil ran him out, and here's Armin Katayan. Armin.
Greg, things are definitely heating up down here on the Broncos sideline. Al Wilson and Denard Walker just exchanged a few heated words together, some finger pointing, and Denard had to be separated from the, I guess you'd call it a confrontation, by an assistant coach. And then Wilson is still barking at him. Back to you.
Thanks, Armin.
Well, you know what? That's okay. It's all right. You know, when things are not going well, friction, it tells you they care. There's a lot of emotion out there, so they'll get over it.
And Greasy trying to get rid of it. The pass is incomplete. Rayleigh Johnson and the ex-Denver Bronco Matanavasa were in on him together.
Well, you hear about momentum all the time in these games, and we're sitting here in the stadium, the crowd, you can look at the San Diego Chargers bench. Everybody's excited about the touchdown they just saw, and we're seeing the play in the defense now too.
Big 3rd and 12 for the Broncos, and timeout is called. Olandis Gary called timeout. The whistle blows. Greasy still gets run over. And that play doesn't count.
The snap. Number 22, Denver, called timeout. There will be no play. It'll still be 3rd down. Timeout, Denver.
But keep in mind, that is Denver's 3rd and final timeout of this first half.
Well, you brought up that point to me earlier in the game, Greg, how you listen. You know what I say about timeouts. Watch Olandis Gary in the backfield. You can see the signal for the timeout as the clock's running down. But Brian Greasy had the clock under control. The ball was going to be snapped with 1 second to go. But timeouts, use them in the first half whenever you need them. In the second half, under no circumstances do you use them, because you have to save them for the end of the game, so they'll give you a chance to, hopefully a chance to win the game if you need them.
Well, Denver has used 2, and they lost 1 when a challenge failed.
And generally, the rule would be with the team, don't worry, the quarterback will take care of it. Don't you call a timeout. That's the quarterback's job. You remember me saying all those things to you?
I remember.
Okay.
Plus, you write them down, make me take them on the plane with me.
Thank you.
Brian Greasy's 3rd down attempt, 4 out of 5 for 43 yards. He's looking now at a 3rd and 13. He needs the 42-yard line for a first down. Penalty marker down. The pass is incomplete over the middle, and it appears the Broncos are going to get charged with a hold here, as number 99, Rayleigh Johnson, was about to bear down on the quarterback.
That's right. It's going to be Trey Teague against Rayleigh Johnson.
Holding. Number 70. Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Trey Teague, the left tackle. Rayleigh Johnson. There's the matchup. Is such a good-looking athlete. Not only is he a defensive end with speed, but you can see he has that little movement where he can go inside or outside makes it tough for a tackle to block him one-on-one.
Every little spark this Charger defense gets means a lot. Remember, Junior Seau likely gone for the rest of the day. This punt bounces and takes a Broncos roll and is going to come to a stop at the 6-yard line. And then a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. 60-yard punt for Tom Ruin. Tonight on CBS, even if the U.S. military does get Osama bin Laden, are there more just like him ready to take over? Ed Bradley has that story tonight on 60 Minutes, followed by Academy Award winner Richard Dreyfuss in the new hit series, The Education of Max Bickford. And then don't miss an all-star cast and an inspirational true story, the CBS Sunday movie Jennifer. That's all tonight on CBS. Now, let's see what happens with momentum here. Terrific punt by Tom Ruin. Special teams gets good field position all the way down to the 11-yard line. And if the Broncos can stop the Charger offense here, Brian Greasy's going to get some decent field position out of it. The pitch for Tomlinson. Trying the right side. Penalty marker is down, and he is knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Well, I say you decline the penalty. See, I like to play coach every now and then.
Holding. Number 44 offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
See, I'd like to be an NFL coach. I just don't want to put in that 90 hours a week they have to do the job.
We were talking with Mark Banker on Friday. We said, where are you going now? He said, I'm going home to see my wife for the first time in 3 or 4 days.
I know. The work is, you just can't imagine the time that these coaches have to put in to get ready for all the situations that can come up during a football game.
He said his wife Debbie knew she was marrying a coach. Straight ahead running room. Tomlinson 20, 25, out to the 29-yard line and a first down. Eric Brown dragged him down after a 19-yard gain.
Well, something you can always count on in the league when you're talking about defensive linemen, when there's a passing situation, second and long, they want to go up the field. And you see the the Broncos defensive lineman went up the field. The draw play goes right up the middle and gets a big first down for the Chargers.
That is a big first down, too.
Denver was absolutely playing pass, and the draw play caught him by surprise.
And with that, the third quarter will come to an end. That is the end of the third quarter with our score. The Chargers 20 and the Broncos 10. We'll come back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
When Max's students wanted to pose nude in a magazine, he was okay.
You have the right to choose.
But when he thinks his daughter's doing it, an all-new Max Bickford CBS Tonight.
Don't miss The Agency. Stay on CBS. It's all here.
A unique 5-door design. Formula One style E-Shift. Introducing the IS300 Sport Cross from Lexus. Totally unexpected. At your Southern California Lexus dealer.
Jack here with big news. I'm getting rid of my 99-cent menu. Why?
Joe, we need to cut.
'Cause I want to be richer. What are you doing? And if you don't like it, tough. Go somewhere else. Pull over. Like Joe's Burger Hut at 782 Collister.
I knew this was a bad idea. Please don't hurt me. I'm just a cameraman.
What do you think you're doing?
He said you're dumping your 99-cent menu. Never! I will always serve great food for 99 cents, like my 2 crispy tacos. That's what people want. That's what they'll get. Hey, I'm Jack, and I'm going to jail.
It's never going to fly. He'll never do it. Absolutely no deal. No deal. Ron, baby, how are you?
How you doing?
Good. Nice.
Oh, this is Candy, my niece.
Enchanté. That's French.
So let's do lunch. Oh, and congrats on the new picture. I hear it's going to be a big hit. Big hit.
Around here, things aren't always what you'd expect. Like the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. It comes with free scheduled maintenance.
Hollywood Squares. It's not your father's tic-tac-toe.
late in the game. The Chargers have been able to rely on LaDainian Tomlinson. He has most of his rushing yardage and most of his touchdowns in the second half. Flutie gives to the rookie, and the rookie across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Chester McLaughlin back in the lineup makes the stop.
Well, these kind of situations, Greg, it's, I'm sorry, but it's made now. The quarterback and the receivers, they can do what they want. It's about executing, because you know what you're going to get outside. The Broncos are going to do everything they can to stop the run and keep the Chargers from eating the clock up. They're going to make them throw this football.
Flutie's going to do that right here.
He's
pulls it down the sideline, has his man, and Curtis Conway can't catch up.
That was the game. It's open for the touchdown. But Doug Flutie needed about a half a second longer to throw this. Everybody near the line of scrimmage, and Keith Washington, number 97, is going to get there just a little before Doug Flutie can get up underneath the football. Double move. Excellent move by Conway. He's gone. It is a touchdown.
And by the way, Tay Cody is on this side of the field now.
And on the other side, Jeff Graham was running across the middle. He was wide open too.
That's when the other team is on the field, Phil.
Okay.
Flutie from the shotgun. Points a receiver to go downfield. He's running out of time and throws it now incomplete. Ian Gold, Kamika Pittman applying the pressure to Flutie, who could have been thrown for a huge loss. Instead, is able to throw it incomplete. Doug Flutie, through his years in the CFL, the USFL, Chicago Bears, New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills.
Nothing but cold weather sites. Oh. Now he's in San Diego. Maybe the best climate in the National Football League for a quarterback.
Wow. What a punt. O'Neal shakes off the tackler at the 20 and forward to about the 24-yard line, but what a kick by Darren Bennett. 13:54 to play, and Doug Flutie trying to stay out of harm's way, and does so just barely.
Sunday, Jim.
Comfortable, spacious, magnetic. The Civic from Honda.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it came from?
No.
So, what do you think? Don't you just love the smell of fresh baked cardboard? Subway bakes their bread fresh every day, right, Nancy?
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new delicious Subway Selects, like the tasty Southwest chicken, all in fresh baked gourmet bread.
Once you go fresh, you never go back.
Subway, fresh.
Test your football knowledge at Subway. Just upsize your fresh value meal and get one of our 2 32-ounce gridiron trivia cups.
Hey, looks like it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, I guess.
You're new around here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
It goes like this. My face, my ride, I'll take it to the top, cause I want it, you need it. This will not be tonight. When I take a little time, and I'm never gonna stop.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Good race. Thanks.
Make it a Bud Light.
His name is Ayman Zawahiri, Osama bin Laden's second in command and most likely his successor. Ed Bradley reports from the Middle East tonight on 60 Minutes.
Welcome back to San Diego, everyone. 13:54 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. And Brian Griese and the Denver Broncos. Take a look at the numbers.
You can see by looking at that graphic, they are a short passing team.
This is Gary, and Gary's spinning. There's a marker. We've had a fair share of those today. Mike Riley pointing the way for his Chargers.
Take him back. But Greg, just talking about that graphic we just saw, Brian Greasy,
Holding.
so many of the
Number
passes.
79, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
So many of the passes short, and makes it tougher to come back because when you, there it is again, the graphic, when you look at it, 1 to 15 yards, 24 throws in that area, and only 5 over 15 yards. But it makes it hard to come back. They're 2 scores down. You need a few big plays. Scoring in the NFL is about making big plays.
Greasy over the middle. Clark to the 24, 25-yard line and back to the original line of scrimmage.
Now, it used to be this Broncos offense, they could throw the short passes. The wide receiver would catch and run another 15 or 20 yards. But the league has seen so much of that over the years, so many teams trying it, that everybody's getting much better at defending it, and it's hard to catch the ball and get those extra yards running.
Rod Smith, of course, very good at that, and one of the specialties of Eddie McCaffrey, who is out for the season with a broken leg.
Well, Eddie McCaffrey, 6'5", was an excellent double-move receiver, got deep for him a lot.
Pass to this side, incomplete, intended for Rod Smith.
Rod Smith, the intended receiver. Tate Cody.
You know, when you watch today, as you watch this game, I've gotten the sense many times that the Chargers are looking for the big play, which we've seen they've had a chance to make them, to do something to score. But I've never felt like Denver. I haven't seen an opportunity for Denver to make the big play down the field yet today.
Denver just 3 out of 9 on 3rd down today. And they're looking at a challenge here. Greasy needs the 35-yard line for a first down. Stepping up, throws over the middle, has his man, Rod Smith, first down. There's another first down reception on 3rd down for Rod Smith.
Brought down by Tate Cody.
Good job by Brian Greasy getting out of the pocket. He knows the situation, looks down the field, and wow, Rod Smith again. You know,
bit of a tough throw across his body, too.
Tough throw. We talked about Mark Banker being the coordinator his first game against the Denver Broncos offense. How about Tate Cody? Rookie making his first start, and he's going against Rod Smith all the time.
From the 38, Orlandis Gary out to the 43, and Orlandis Gary seems to have the call here in the 4th quarter since Mike Anderson's fumble.
And I like the call, too. You've got to keep this defense honest. I keep watching Trey Teague trying to block Rayleigh Johnson on the outside. It's just so tough. The Chargers defensive front, big and physical. You've got to keep them honest.
Clock continues to move. 11:45 to play in the 4th. 2nd and 5 for Greasy and the Broncos. Gary again, left side, first down, across midfield and into San Diego territory. Rogers Beckett making the stop.
Well, Orlandis Gary looks quick. Looks like he's a step quicker than Mike Anderson was.
And now the former Bronco Tanavasa is down on the field and grabbing his ankle or his leg as you look at the numbers on Orlandis Gary.
Now, I'll never forget, we had well, I'll tell you when we come back.
All right, 11:23 to play in the 4th quarter. We'll take a timeout while we check on Tanavasa.
Hey, it's Dark Mountain Roast Coffee. Real robust, full-bodied coffee. Always fresh. As good or better than any coffee house. And it costs less. Dark Mountain Roast Coffee, only at 7-Eleven. Get it while it's hot. It's always hot. Yeah. Oh, thank heaven.
Hi, I'm Susan McGinnis, news anchor for CBS Market Watch. CBS Market Watch is not only the place I work, it's also the resource I use and trust when I'm managing my own finances. It's where you should go first for the best information on mutual funds, retirement, real estate, taxes. The ING Personal Finance section gives you the best advice from some of the industry's most seasoned financial columnists. More than 100 journalists worldwide reporting for you. CBS Market Watch is the #1 source for financial news. It's more than just news. It's news you can use.
Civic HX from Honda.
We see it out of here, now!
This film has been given an R rating for horror, violence, gore, nudity, and some language. So be warned. From the producers of House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, rated R. Starts Friday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Civic from Honda, with more fun per gallon. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven store. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. And by Circuit City. We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
We mentioned Olandis Gary has been the running back of choice for Mike Shanahan since Mike Anderson. Carried for 39 rushing yards in the first quarter, but since then 16 yards and lost a fumble. Greasy, rolling, looking. All kinds of time markers down on the other side of the field as he throws incomplete and out of bounds, intended for Eddie Kennison. And this is going to go against the Broncos. It has rained yellow flags here today.
Well, that flag was like 30 yards away from the quarterback.
Holding. Number 70. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, one of the first things Mike Shanahan said when he sat down with us last night was we just killed ourselves with penalties in Seattle.
Well, if you watch the game today, you can see how much work it is for Denver to move the football. So take a 10-yard penalty, and it's, well, it says enough for itself.
5 wide receivers on 1st and 20. Greasy has it batted and picked off. Number 95, Al Fontenot, defensive end. And the Chargers have control again.
Brian Greasy throwing down the middle of the field. Marcellus Wiley taps it up in the air, and Al Fontenot comes with the interception. Watch what he's trying to do. Brian Greasy is going to throw it to Desmond Clark down the middle. He is open. That's why Brian Greasy is so disappointed when the play's overlooked at the space in the middle. It's going to be a big game for the Broncos. Instead, it turns into an interception.
Al Fontenot in his 9th season out of Baylor makes his first career interception. Flutie and the Chargers with the ball now at the 38-yard line of the Denver Broncos. Tomlinson, maybe a yard, and we check in with Jim Nance, NFL Today in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg, the Cardinals with 2 touchdowns in a 4-minute span. Thomas Jones from 13 yards. This backs up a David Boston touchdown reception. 24-9 Arizona mid-4th. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
The things I'm looking up for the Kansas City Chiefs right now in the AFC West, while each of these teams trying to gain ground on idle division leader Oakland. 2nd and 8. Tomlinson wrestled down by Eric Brown, number 26.
The Broncos defense, when it's been up against the wall, whatever you want to say, when the pressure's been on, they are delivering today. They have been put in a lot of tough situations, too.
Loss of 2. Back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
But they're down 10 points. Now you think about it, you give up the field goal, it makes it 13. It's only 2 scores. You give up the touchdown now, no, this game is over. That was Ray Rhodes, the defensive coordinator.
Coming up on 9.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, here they come.
Flutie throws far side, has his man Conway out of bounds inside the 25 to the 22-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down for San Diego.
If you were listening early, Greg, I said when you blitz the San Diego Chargers, it's hard to get to the quarterback, and when they know blitz is coming, this time they know it. Eric Davis on the coverage. Curtis Conway wide open.
Conway, 7 years a Chicago Bear. This is his 2nd season here in San Diego. 1st down, Chargers. Tomlinson around the left side. May have gotten a yard. And dragged down about 5 yards beyond the sideline by Bill Romanowski. Universal friend to the opponent that Bill Romanowski is.
That's a good analogy.
And I believe Rodney Harrison might have said that might have been something of a cheap shot.
Well, I don't think it was. The contact was made in the field of play. Let's just take a look. Romanowski chasing, hits him from in. He's on the field when he hits him, but never lets go.
Line of scrimmage is the 20-yard line. On 2nd and 9, Flutie with time, going for the end zone. Graham, touchdown!
In this league, you cannot stop perfect throws and a perfect catch. It's good coverage. Delth O'Neal is in perfect position, but the throw is right on line, and Doug Flutie's excited. All day long, he's been so close. He's come up with a couple big throws here at the end.
Jeff Graham with a 100-yard plus day receiving. 7 catches for 107 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Wade Ritchie's extra point is good. Perfect pass by Flutie. Perfect grab by Graham. 27-10, San Diego.
All-new 200-horsepower Acura RSX.
Look, I know Circuit City's doing this expo thing, but we're busy. Get what you need, we're out of here. Agreed?
Yes.
Kevin!
We know how you feel. It's Expo 2001. 30 days of non-stop demonstrations of what's hot and what's next in electronics. September 30th through October 31st. Circuit City, we're with you.
A chunky quarterback moment. Donovan McNabb's mom served him Campbell's chunky beef with country vegetables. Now with more lean beef. Filled up right by beefy chunky soup, Donovan took on beefy linebackers.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
No.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that is awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Make no mistake, Survivor is back. The rugged African terrain is taking its toll.
I'd rather die right now than deal with this pain.
Barbie went down in Africa.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, hungry lions are on the prowl.
This is probably gonna happen every night.
All new Survivor Africa, CBS Thursday.
Jeff Graham has just had a grand old time his last 2 games against the Denver Broncos. He caps the 5-play, 38-yard drive with the touchdown catch. Here is Chris Cole from the 2. 20. Running room at the 40. Loses a shoe. Someone lost a shoe, and he's out over midfield to the 45-yard line.
I think it was him. It was him. That was some return job by Cole, and he is running with a purpose every time he's getting the kick today.
That's a 52-yard kickoff return. And with 8:21 to play, Greasy and company looking for any kind of spark that they can get. Because the San Diego Chargers have made one big play after another, and it began with the opening kickoff being returned 88 yards for a touchdown. Greasy over the middle, and that's complete to number 89, Dwayne Carswell. Phil, you were talking about how this game changed around just not so long ago with the fumble.
13-10, the Chargers are leading. It looks like the Broncos are going to start moving the ball again. Mike Anderson fumbles. Touchdown for the Chargers. Brian Greasy interception. Touchdown throw again by Flutie.
And that's in and out of the hands of Desmond Clark.
And almost impossible to overcome this now.
Anderson's fumble was with 4:18 to play in the third quarter, and it was just a 3-point lead for San Diego. And as if the Broncos weren't up against it enough, they have no timeouts available to them.
You know, as I watched this, Greg, what we have seen today by the Charger offense, the opportunities were there last week too. They didn't take advantage of them, I thought, when they were there. Today, late, they finally took advantage of some big scoring plays.
Out of the backfield, Gary to the 30-yard line. That's enough for a first down. You know, based on the level of Mike Shanahan's displeasure, these guys may be in pads for the flight home.
Oh, boy. Well, it's what this will do, because it has not looked good for the Broncos the last couple of games. They will go back to some real basics. That's the only way you straighten it out. Oh.
Under the blitz, Greasy goes down hard. Rodney Harrison brought the power.
Rodney Harrison coming from the outside, untouched. Boy, it's a big hit to the quarterback. Brian Greasy, sore shoulder during the week, but watch him jump up. Well, we didn't get it, but Brian Greasy jumped up, and he wanted Rodney Harrison to know it did not hurt.
Mike Shanahan told us last night, Rodney Harrison's by far the most physical guy they go against all year. Greasy throws far side. That is complete to Desmond Clark.
Do you think when Rodney Harrison hit the quarterback, though, Greg, was that a little payback for what he thought was a late hit out of bounds by Bill Romanowski? Look, that wasn't why they blitzed him, but I know when he hit the quarterback, that's what his intention was.
Mike Anderson is in the game now and on the sneak. On 3rd and 1, Greasy looking for a first down. And appears to have it. First down for Denver. And we have 7 minutes to play as Mike Shanahan looks on.
Yeah, he's looking at the clock. He's trying to figure out, we score a touchdown. How many times are we going to get it back? What do I have to do to give us a chance to win this game?
Greasy, little pump fake, throws over the middle, almost intercepted. It falls incomplete, and that was Rodney Harrison on the scene.
Wow, just too much pressure on the quarterback. Interceptions almost always happen in this league because the quarterback has to throw before he's ready. Brian Greasy under pressure, trying to dump it to Mike Anderson. He's not even looking. And Rodney Harrison almost comes up with a catch.
In fact, Harrison was impeded by fellow linebacker Gerald Dixon, as you saw Mark Banker upstairs. What a nice debut for him at defensive coordinator.
If they hold on to win the game, he is going to sprint faster than he's sprinted since he was a child down the locker room.
On the draw goes nowhere. Anderson is wrapped up.
Now
Number 57, Zeke Marino.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Craig. What you do, the Broncos don't lose any yardage here, because if you don't get it, you still kick the field goal. And the Chargers, they're not going to sit back in the prevent defense. They come with the blitz. The linebackers cross. Nobody there to block the linebackers.
3rd and 15. Greasy over the middle, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Rodney Harrison was shadowing Desmond Clark over the middle.
Rodney Harrison on the coverage.
And here comes Jason Elam in the field goal unit.
Well, you prolong the game. Keep giving yourself hopefully a chance to win, and Denver does that if they kick the field goal here.
Ruin will put this one down at about the 32, which will make it a 42-yard attempt. Kick is on its way, and no good. One of the most accurate field goal kickers in NFL history. Just missed wide right.
Lisa?
Tom,
Nice to meet you. I got a little held up at work.
where's that?
L.A. Introducing the 260 horsepower Acura TL Type S.
This way. You're not going to believe this.
What was stolen?
Everything. Payroll, R&D, customer records, all the assets.
How could they get everything?
I don't know. You're the cops.
The room is completely empty. All the assets were in this room?
Everything. Ned, the servers. They stole all our servers.
No, we moved everything onto that one. It's going to save us a bundle. I sent out an email.
IBM e-servers running Linux.
What's a server?
They can save you a bundle.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Never miss a genuine opportunity. And by Wendy's Bacon Mushroom Melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katsayan back at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. 5:56 to play in the fourth quarter in San Diego with a 17-point lead and the football at their own 32-yard line. Doug Flutie hands to LaDainian Tomlinson, who gets a couple on the right side. And while we have the opportunity, we'll remind you tonight on 60 Minutes, even if the U.S. military does get Osama bin Laden, are there more just like him ready to take over? Ed Bradley has that story next on 60 Minutes, except on the West Coast. Clock continues to move, and upstairs, Alex Spanos on the left, John Butler, Executive Vice President and General Manager, on the right. And John Butler, newly aboard this year. Cooley calls the signals, and he's got it. And throws wide open is Freddie Jones. Jones to the 40 and out of bounds for a first down.
Well, they just couldn't help it. That was too tasty. So they had to go ahead and take it. If the Broncos are just going to put everybody up there and disregard the pass, then North Turner's going to call it, and Doug Flutie wide open.
And defensive guys like it a lot. That's Mark
Sure.
Banker.
Keep us off the field. But you know, you look at this, Greg, we come out here this week, we haven't done the Chargers in so long. We meet Coach Mike Riley, and we talk to him, and he goes, hey guys, I'm just happy to meet you. After 1-15 season last year.
There were a huge part of the season last year where he wasn't at all sure he was going to be back as the head coach of the Chargers.
1-15 in the NFL usually means, you know, you're looking for a job somewhere, but it's interesting. I think the owners, a lot of people here believed in him. They knew the quarterback situation put the team in such a quandary that it was hard to overcome. And he was told last year in the 15th game of the season, they're in Carolina to play the Carolina Panthers, and Dean Spanos came to the team's facility, to the hotel, and made a speech in front of the team and said, Mike Riley will be the coach next year.
And got applause from the players. Tomlinson trying to break it outside, gets tripped up at the 34-yard line. Let's check in with Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, the Kansas City Chiefs have found the end zone for the first time today. It's going to Derek Alexander off the pump fake by Green, and the Chiefs are down 8, 24-16, 3:45 to go in the desert. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim, there is Alex Spanos on the right and his son Dean.
But you know, it was a tough call for them to make, to bring back Mike Riley. They do it, and then the offseason comes. They go out and they get John Butler, who has a tremendous track record when it comes to picking players in the draft and getting free agents and getting your team, giving them a chance to win games when he gets it organized.
Oh, they got together in the desert in Las Vegas and just sat down and tried to figure out just what this team needed. And John Butler said, we want this, we need this, we need this, and they went out and they had it done.
Well, John Butler was funny. He says, wait, we get done with the meeting, which was Mike Riley, Dean Spanos, John Butler, and the cap person for the San Diego Chargers. They told him all the things they needed. He goes, oh, is that all you need? Let's see, a couple corners, a wide receiver, quarterback. Oh, I can take a return guy. And it all worked out, though. Doug Flutie, 2 corners. You know, you trade the Michael Vick trade to Atlanta. You get Tim Dwight, a backup quarterback, and Drew Brees in the draft.
And LaDainian Tomlinson.
And Tomlinson, who really just pushes the team over the top.
You talk about the moves that John Butler made. And do not miss the point that John Butler was one huge addition to this team, and then along come Flutie, Tomlinson, Marcellus Wiley, and Ryan McNeil, among others.
Greg, there's a little bit of everything. Let's see, quarterback, running back, pass rusher, cover somebody, it's everything. So
and Ryan McNeil, who now leads the NFL with 6 interceptions, counting his one today.
But it's just a good case in point. It takes an organization to get it together and win these games, because the league, we're seeing again, the scores, it's so competitive, you've got to have everything in order.
Delpha O'Neal with the fair catch inside the 15-yard line. Let's go down to Armin.
Greg, just to amplify and actually precede the point that Phil had made about the speech that Dean Spanos made to his team in Carolina, he had gone down to the Florida Keys and seen Jimmy Johnson, who's a consultant to this team, and asked Johnson about what he should do. And Johnson said, you know what, you got a pretty good football coach here. He said, what you really need to do is get yourself as good of a general manager as you can to work with that football coach. And that's when he went out, luckily enough, and got John Butler. Back to you.
All right, Armin. And Mike Riley saying then they are very, very high on Drew Brees, the rookie out of Purdue, who is playing behind. That pass is complete and out over the 20. But he said Doug Flutie brought instant credibility to the San Diego Chargers team. And time winds down. We come up to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in San Diego. Happy Chargers on the sideline. Why not? They lead by 17.
This is Will Burns. You've reached my cell phone. Leave me a message, and I'll call you back.
Will, it's Gail. I can't believe you're not answering your phone. Look, get back here. The client changed their mind. They actually like the work. All we have to do is show the plans to one more group, and the job is ours. Call me before it's too late.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
Hey, Daryl. Hey, how's it going, Dave? How am I doing? You're a natural. Hey, you got an oven in there, guys?
When you get that craving for Wendy's bacon mushroom melt.
Coming through. That was close.
With 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms in a cheddar sauce, you just have to get one.
Hey, Dave, come on in. We got to go get lunch. I'm starting to get the hang of this. He says he's getting the hang of it.
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Oh.
Remember, Wendy's pickup windows open late, so you can eat great, even late.
Seattle is surrounded by water, and then it rains. And that means car accidents. When that happens, are you going to have a State Farm agent who knows you personally, or are you going to have no agent and hope for the best?
Over 16,000 State Farm agents.
Our rates are very competitive.
It's no accident. They insure more cars than anyone else.
I'm going to be getting some calls today.
Unclear bomb was hidden under this New Jersey house.
Powerful enough to destroy the center of a large city.
And it's just been stolen.
We have a serious situation here.
Now the agency must find it.
Where's the bomb?
Before it gets into the wrong hands.
The American people are safer for our actions today.
An all-new agency, CBS Thursday.
Want to remind you, tonight on CBS, even if the U.S. military does get Osama bin Laden, are there more just like him ready to take over? Ed Bradley has that story tonight on 60 Minutes, followed by Academy Award winner Richard Dreyfuss in the new hit series, The Education of Max Bickford. And then don't miss an all-star cast and an inspirational true story, the CBS Sunday movie Jennifer. That's all tonight on CBS. On the blitz, Rodney Harrison throwing Brian Greasy to the turf. And I mean throwing him to the turf.
Boy, Rodney Harrison and the Broncos, they must be confused up front for him to come free, double teaming Marcellus Wiley. Nobody sees Rodney Harrison. And here they come. Oh, that's a tough, you know. You got to protect your quarterback now if you're Mike Shanahan. You just can't let him take these hits.
New troops coming in from the sideline.
The game is over.
Tom Ruin will kick from his end zone.
And that last shot, that would worry me because Brian Greasy fell right on that right shoulder.
Tim Dwight and Terrell Fletcher are deep for this kick by Ruin. Penalty marker down, and
prior to the kick, delay game. Offense. Half distance to the goal, fourth down.
Greg, I'm going to just say this one more time. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is that, you know, the fact that the Chargers now, they've settled on a defensive coordinator. There's no more going through the channels, anything. It's going to be Mark Banker. I believe that's good for the team. You know, now when something goes wrong, you know who to go to.
You know, I think you know when the game is over when the defensive coordinator leaves the booth.
That's a good sign.
It's kind of like the guy coming out and saying, Elvis isn't going to sing any more songs tonight. Ruin kicks it out of there. This time, White will get a return from the 43. Oh, is he quick? Inside the 45. 27-10. Here's how we got to where we are today. We are underway. Breaks free. Has running room with Elam to beat. Jenkins being chased from behind, but he will go all the way for the touchdown. He's going to throw the fade this side to Clark. It is caught for a touchdown. Moody, quick pass. That's complete. Jeff Graham, touchdown. With time. Going for the end zone. Graham, touchdown. You know, I'm sitting here wondering why my throat is so scratchy, and now I know. Taking the knee, and the clock moves at 50 seconds to play. Brian Greasy looks on, and while we have a moment, we'll remind you the executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Terry Ewert. The coordinating director of the NFL on CBS is Larry Cavallina. Producer of today's game is Mark Wolf. The senior producer of the NFL today is Eric Mann. And the director is Bob Matina. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. The associate directors of today's game, Ross Schneiderman and Steve Karasik. Broadcast associates Ryan Galvin and John Paquette. Our technical manager, Pete Callander. Our technical director, Scott Sickler. Our audio supervisor is Phil Adler, and our production manager, Rainey McHenry. Our thanks to one and all. As time winds down, the San Diego Chargers go to 4-2 on the season. The Denver Broncos drop to 3-3 and have to look ahead to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots next week. Once again, our final score, San Diego is 27 and the Denver Broncos 10. For Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from San Diego, Qualcomm Stadium. Fine performance by Doug Flutie and the San Diego Chargers. You're watching the NFL on CBS.